restaurant.
My son has a very bad allergy since he was a baby, so up until now. And it's kind of sad to see him not able to eat chocolate, to eat candies, and to eat ice creams. You know, children love ice cream, right? And we were thinking whether we can make an ice cream or gelato, the fresh one, from the natural ingredients. And we tried to make one, and it's okay for him. I would say it's different from the other gelato because we use only the natural ingredients. We don't use powder, we don't use like artificial sugar. So if let's say we call it as a mango sorbet, and we use really mango. And we also serve juice, fresh juice. The difference maybe we don't use sugar.
As we can see, here they only use 2 oranges for 1 portion juice. No sugar added and some ice cubes. Then voila! Your healthy orange juice is ready to be delivered to your table. You can enjoy it as it is or while having your cookies. And this orange juice will only cost you 39,000 rupees. Even though no sugar added, but it still has a little bit of sweet taste since they're using the good quality of oranges. Once done with the juice, you can also try out their healthy gelato, comforting places with comforting foods that you can enjoy in your visit to Taman Budaya South Sentul. Of course, one-time visit won't be enough, but indeed it is worth it.
Still unclear to me what you're feeling. Do you want me here? Do you love me? It's understandable if it is not easy. You can take your time to feel the feelings. Times I spent with you, they are my greatest. I wish we could have more, if that's what you want to. Why don't we go to our favorite places? Live as if no one is really watching. But for a while, it would be nice if you can write me another song, things you can't put away. 'Cause I love them so more than you could ever realize. Write me another song, things you don't understand. heading for a rose, so I'll wait. Call me naive, but I'm a believer. You know how life can go, just like a movie. Oh, why don't we go to our favorite places? Live as if no one is really watching. And for a while, it would be nice if you can write me another song, things you can't put in words. 'Cause I love them so more than you could ever realize. Oh, write me another song, things you don't understand. Yeah, it really makes me feel like I know you well. Oh, take me back to the day I fell. Make your heart move. Make your feelings show. I've waited a while, won't you tell me now? Please tell me now. I am the one that you have been searching for. And out of everyone, I'm the one that's made for you. Now write me a song of the life you will live with me. And I'll write mine too, saying I love you so. Then I'll write mine too, saying I love you so. Then I'll write mine too, 'cause I love you so.
Good morning, Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and the world. Rise and shine, everyone. Welcome to this very special episode of the C Morning Show. Why is it special? Well, we're celebrating the second anniversary here today. My name is Paul Palelli, greeting you from the C Today News Studios, located at the nation's capital. And alongside me are my two favorite co-hosts. Hey, ladies. Happy anniversary.
Good morning, happy
Good
anniversary.
morning. Happy anniversary.
Looking
It's
sharp
such a
today.
surprise. Yes, we all look so good, isn't that? All right, of course, representing Indonesia, and of course, right here, good morning to everyone. I'm Caroline Saramat, and we have a jam-packed celebration for today. Of course, it is not a C Morning Show without a talk show, without a little bit of cooking, and you've just seen one of the bestest music performances. Many more to come, so stay tuned right here on the C Morning Show. Of course, as always, you can always connect with us on our social media with our handle C Today News on Instagram, or on Twitter, and of course, YouTube.
Yes, and I'm your host, Kai Surya. Good morning, everybody. Would like to greet our viewers that are now also able to tune in from Foxtel's Flash Australia, Macau Cable TV Channel 84, Vision Philippines Channel 15, Air Cable Philippines, Singtel Singapore Channel 15, and StarHub Channel 720. All right, let's start our show with our highlights of the show.
And apart from what we just saw, we will have another performance later on from the Overtunes in our upcoming segment.
We will also have a number of feature stories from the world, Southeast Asia, and of course, our very own Indonesia.
And today is October 28th. Indonesia celebrates the 94th anniversary of Youth Pledge Day. The day commemorates the moment in 1928 when youngsters and the nation put the nationalism.
Speaking of nationalism, what best way to celebrate it than to talk with inspirational young Indonesians? We're going to have that later on in another talk show segment.
And as promised, we're going to have a lot of updates, whether that's from the world, Southeast Asia, and of course, right here from Indonesia. We're going to jump right in to the world, where the first news is coming from Hong Kong, where the autonomous vehicle Hercules independently developed by the Hong Kong University in Science and Technology, has been granted the first movement permit on public roads in last September.
Ooh, now this is a very, very big and beautiful university building, by the way. And to achieve a driverless delivery assignment, it should be capable of detecting obstacles and planning its route. Hercules is equipped with technologies such as full 3D map, large-scale visual space, and sensor navigation. Aside from delivering passengers, the driverless car is also expected to assist in rescue and disaster relief and help communities distribute anti-epidemic supplies.
During the drive, the computational power platform can generate decisions combining information from its sensors and execute control commands with centimeter-level precision per second to ensure safety.
无人驾驶其实分5级的，然后从 L1 到 L5。那我们其实做的是 L4 级别的，而早期的 L2，就是一些可能车道线保持呀，或者是一些提醒，对吧？或者是主动刹车的一些功能。到 L4 级别呢，就是说，我整个就司机也不需要了，我是一个无人，就整个无人的这样的一个。
I cannot believe how much technology has advanced over this last several years alone. We're talking about the autonomous cars, and not only that, Swedish airplane manufacturer Heart Aerospace has unveiled its first electric aircraft, the 30-passenger ES-30.
The era of Jetsons is here, Paul and Kai. Anyways, in UK, Vertical Aerospace has been operating electric aircraft and receiving thousands of orders. Let's check it out.
It's unlikely this aluminium frame will ever soar into the sky. Engineers here plan to test things like propellers and batteries on the ground before they build a prototype expected to take flight for test in 2026. However, Heart Aerospace announced on 15 September 2022 that Air Canada had also placed an order for 30 airplanes and invested $5 million in the company.
If you want to compare electric aircraft to conventional aircraft on range, well, we're not there yet. But what we can offer is we can offer low noise, zero emissions, which means that not only is it good for climate, but also for your local environment, for the pollution near airports, etc. So there's no other gases or greenhouse gases or NOx or anything like that. Short runway operation. So all of these things combined make it much more accessible.
In the meantime, UK-based Vertical Aerospace has received at least 1,350 orders for its electric 4-passenger vertical takeoff VX4 aircraft. While aerospace giant Airbus is exploring hydrogen-powered engines with its Zero-E, Zero-Emission project.
I mean, in the last few years, we've been hearing a lot of zero emission sustainability, and I think that is the big issue that's upcoming. And these 3 young women have also developed an award-winning app to tackle climate change.
That's right, Kai. The Games and Articles app aims to encourage more Nigerians to care about the environment. Let's have a look.
Three young women are using their tech skills to save the world. This team has developed an app called EarthX that they believe will encourage more people to take action against climate change and protect the environment.
Because we believe that when people play game, it actually affects the way they react to things. It affects the way they do stuff around them. So we created a game that to help users to build city, and if they don't take care of that city, climate change will also have an effect on it.
One of the developers, 18-year-old Favor Chibuike, explained that the app provides a feature where if users cut 1 tree, they will have to plant 3 more. Hopefully, it affects the way users behave with the surroundings.
We decided to get people not so fully stuck on our app, but stuck on our app enough to be able to develop a sense of action towards climate change, like thinking of the fact that yes, they can actually do something to relieve climate change. So it's basically to use a persistent strategy or persistent strategies to induce a behavior stuck on our app, but stuck on our app enough to be able to develop a sense of a sense of action towards climate change, like thinking of the fact that yes, they can actually do something to relieve climate change. So it's basically to use a persistent strategy or persistent strategies to induce a behavioral change in our users, and in return we get a positive feedback towards climate action.
As a country of more than 200 million people, Nigeria remains vulnerable to climate hazards. The app developer, Favor, once missed a month of college classes after flooding left her stranded in her family home.
Hey guys, so this is like history rewriting, the history again itself. Remember the Hidden Figures? The 3 Black American, African American women. They're actually the best mathematician, and then they put up Apollo 13 or 11 at that time.
Yeah.
Now we also have our fellow girls from Nigeria making the best effort and making technology for saving the environment and also for the future.
Nice.
Anyways, with that said, we're up for our first short break, but when we return, we have news from Southeast Asia. When we come back, only right here on the C Morning Show, we are now celebrating our 2nd anniversary. Numero 2. Don't go anywhere.
Very good afternoon to all of you, and for the next few hours we'll bring you the latest from Indonesia, Southeast Asia and around the world.
With more of a whisper than a resounding clang, Greece has shed another restriction dating back to its painful financial bailout.
Schools in Demak province in central Java have become Thai-toe alba owls conservationists. These barn owls are considered friends with farmers as they can help to prey on rats in rice fields.
Hey buddies, welcome back to another episode of Buddy Talk with me, Paul Palelli. Let's say hello to Bebo in the bud. Hey guys! Oh, this is your assistant, Trey.
Hi, my name is Palelli. For us, going like solo right now is like a refreshing. I'm actually not good at acting because I'm too real.
Well, it's time for another Buddy Challenge. That's the only word I know.
Apalagi bersama saya Imam Darto di Ngonten ngobrolin tentang Nusantara. Hap, hap. Wih, banyak, Neng. Santai aja, lapar situ. Orang Malang ya?
Iya, Malang.
Oh, Malang.
Arek ngalam.
Oke, bisa bahasa ngalam?
Bisa.
Coba.
Matur suwun.
Wah, cuma segitu saja.
Ya, dia MD.
Nah, dia MD.
MD-nya ada panjangnya tuh.
Apa tuh? My dream.
Siapa sejak dini untuk masa depan. Aras ini sangat visi misi.
Visioner, bukan visi misi. Kalau visi misi, visi foya misi, foya visi misi, foya foya. Oh, digambar cakep sel.
Digambar ya lumayan.
Tapi
lumayan jelek.
On football's greatest stage, the gods of the game have earned their encore. Pelé, Beckenbauer, Cruyff, Maradona. It's the cup of hope. The cup of dreams. It's football's biggest prize on the greatest stage of all.
Okay.
There you go. 1, 2, 7.
Also, you can continue on your day. Now, please remember to continue to enjoy the trend too. Wear your maskers and also watch your distance.
So, before we discuss ventriloquism, come on in, join us. Let's take a look at ventriloquist. How did you get the idea to start using this sort of content, like making this sort of content with music and everything?
The fulfillment.
I love fulfillment. I like energy, and it helps me to become a.
All right. In. Hey, what is up with this? Okay.
Inez, you need some tissue or some powder right there.
Wow, okay.
She's been like, woo!
Definitely, I guess she's not the type to swipe left.
I mean, but
She's usually swipes right. I don't know how that works, left or right. But anyway, in any case, yeah.
No, the uncle.
The uncle, yeah, that was hilarious.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we were in the middle of a live interview, and then suddenly, okay, well, here's a look
Yes.
first. Before we get to that, I
love
don't
this.
remember this in
This
particular.
is, yeah,
This was like the wear your mask, kind of watch your distance, kind of like you'll find your exits to the front and to the left on each side. Yeah. Okay.
Remember, buckle up. And when it comes down, use it first, and then your child.
No, this was, we did a segment about children's storytelling, and a child came on. But that was Rahma's daughter, obviously, storyteller. She came in one segment early. That was what that was. Yeah, she came in a segment early, so we decided to keep her on anyway. Hilarious. Now, this one, this is the one that takes the cake. So we were talking about hand shadow dancing, and his uncle just walked in, and... the whole thing was he actually stood there, he grabbed a bottle of water and he started to take a drink. And we were like, hi, Dad. He's like, oh my gosh. It's not my dad, it's my uncle. He said, okay, same thing.
See from like the eyes, like, whoa, what's
Hilarious.
there?
Hilarious. He didn't realize at first anyway. So, well, since in this segment we normally talk about news from Southeast Asia, today we have more unique information from around the region.
And right now, Kai will have all of them. Oh, we'll have them all. So go ahead, Kai. Swipe it the right way, please.
You know, I had an issue just like Inez. Luckily, that was not on the bloopers. But let me see if I can get this one right.
Right.
So...
Oh, no, it is. There you go. Apparently, it's not as easy as it looks.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
You're going to be in the bloopers, guys.
You'll be in next month's bloopers.
So as a region in Southeast Asia examples diversity, versatility, and vibrancy, and it appears that the editors at Forbes magazine have also recognized this. Now, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, proudly announces that 5 of its member states have been listed in Forbes magazine's article, The World's 50 Most Beautiful Countries. Now, this prestigious honor was bestowed upon the member states in Southeast Asia based on their inherent natural beauty and the availability of nature-based activities for guests and natives. So here are the ranks. The first one, number 41, goes to Myanmar. Myanmar rounded out the Forbes list at number 41. Myanmar has 9 national parks, and the largest one is Alung Dao, which is this one here, right here in the beautiful picture, Alung Dao Katapa. And Myanmar also has many lakes, such as Inle Lakes and Kandagui Lake. And don't forget, it boasts a breathtaking hidden gems all over, the stunning waterfall. There you go. They have a lot of outdoors activities as well for nature lovers of any season. And that's the beautiful thing about the tropics. It's always warm, right? Myanmar has a snow-capped mountain as well, the Kakaburazi. The highest peak is measured at 5,881 meters above sea level. And last but not least, there is an ancient town called Bangan that is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Bagan boasts 2,000 beautiful stupas spread across what appears to be an endless countryside. Now, a true sight to behold for any world traveler. That's here, right here. 2,000 stupas. Amazing. So next we go to Thailand. I got this one right. So Thailand, as you can see, is the beautiful nation that it made the Forbes list at number 38. Thailand boasts numerous picturesque beaches. One of them is Koh Phi Phi Le Beach with its beautiful sandy beach and also location of Hollywood movie The Beach, the Phi Phi Island, in the year 2000 starring Leonardo DiCaprio. Now, Thailand also has 18,000 hectares of forest and has 11,622 mountains. One of the highest peaks is Doi Intanon at 2,565 meters above sea level. Thailand is also home of 41,205 Buddhist temples, and in 2019, Bangkok is ranked first in Global Destination Cities Index, surpassing Paris and London. And where do we go from Thailand? Number 24 is Malaysia. There you go. It has more than 100 caves, including the country's most visited tourist itself, that is the Batu Cave. And it is something for everyone. So if you're looking for an outdoorsy, activity, there it's right there. The Batu Cave right there. And if you want to go hiking, trekking, water rafting, scuba diving, caving, Malaysia has it all. Now, as mentioned before, more than 100 caves. And then it's dominated by 300 prominent peaks and has 878 beaches, including one of my favorites, Langkawi. You should go there. Very, very recommended. And offers outdoor activities and is home to 66 national state park. And now it is a very stunning, another place to visit in Southeast Asia. Now let's see, the Philippines makes number 17 on the Forbes list, of course, and surrounded by 7,641 tropical islands. The country is also surrounded by 27 active volcanoes, including Taal, Mayon, and Bulusan. Now the Philippines has many beautiful beaches, from the white to pink sandy beaches, from Boracay to Pink Beach, and the country also has immaculate rice terraces, especially Cordilleras. Yes, you gotta speak it the Spanish way. That was built 2,000 years ago and one of the World Heritage Site according to UNESCO. And from there, let's see, we move on to number 1. That is the top spot in the Forbes article, of course, goes to your home, Indonesia. Indonesia has an abundance of natural wonders, such as the Komodo National Park and the exotic rainforest of Kalimantan. Indonesia also has over 17,000 breathtaking islands and 31,000 square miles of coral reefs. And for natural animal habitats, Indonesia has the Orangutan Sanctuary, also home to the Gunung Kerinci, the largest volcano in Southeast Asia, and a popular tourist destination for hikers worldwide as well. Now, the Forbes article also named the Raja Ampat Island as the most beautiful place on Earth. Woohoo! So hopefully you get to visit all of these sites someday. I definitely have a couple of my bucket list. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it sounds beautiful. I haven't seen almost all of those that you mentioned. I really need to get out there a little bit more.
Indonesia on the top list.
Yeah.
Yes, kudos.
Surprise!
Nope,
not surprise.
Thanks for that, Kai. By the way, I think I'm going to start a course in how to slide plasma. You guys all need to get the hang of that.
She did it right, though. Kai did it good.
You're getting the hang of it, Kai. Good job.
So I just zoomed in.
Well, anyway, we do know that, apart from all the beautiful nature sites and all the trees and mountains, well, Southeast Asia is also home to a number of amazing and diverse martial arts. Some of them, however, are not as well known as either kung fu or boxing.
And that is why in the following feature, we'll take a closer look into the history of homegrown martial arts, Muay Thai, including ourselves. Let's take a look.
Martial arts have captivated audiences, both in real life and on the silver screen. But when you think about those iconic films, most likely you're thinking about boxing, like Raging Bull or Rocky, or maybe Kung Fu with films like Enter the Dragon and Fist of Fury. Which is a shame, because there's so much more to explore in the world of martial arts. Take, for example, Southeast Asia, where it's home to a diverse set of different forms of martial arts. But obviously, we can't fit all of Southeast Asia's martial arts form in one video. So therefore, we're going to bring you a couple of martial arts forms that we feel represent the two sides of the story of martial arts in Southeast Asia, starting with our own form of boxing, Muay Thai. Muay Thai is Southeast Asia's most popular form of martial arts. It's grown past its home country of Thailand and into the global stage, popularized by massively popular mixed martial arts TV programs. And now, even in Indonesia, you'd be hard-pressed to find a gym that doesn't offer Muay Thai classes. We can trace the roots of Muay Thai back to the 13th century, at the time of the Sukhothai Kingdom, where in order to defend the kingdom from neighboring tribes, the soldiers of the First Thai Army were taught Muay Thai as a form of unarmed combat. Afterwards, around the 18th to early 20th century, Muay Thai formally became a national sport of Thailand, and the rules and regulations are introduced. What started as a national sport But Thailand isn't the only Southeast Asian country with a national martial art. So, to show you our next martial art, let's bring it back home to Indonesia. Pencak Silat is arguably Indonesia's most iconic and well-known form of martial arts. As it's not only recognized by UNESCO as an intangible heritage of humanity, it has also been included in the Asian Games and other region-wide competitions, as well as making feature film debuts courtesy of action stars Iko Uwais and Cecep Arif Rahman in such films as The Raid and John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. With over 100 different variations of silat, we picked a style native to South Jakarta, Silat Beksi. Pencak Silat itself has been around since the 7th century, but the various different variations came as late as the colonial era, one of them being Silat Beksi. The origins of Silat Beksi can be traced to a farmer of Chinese ethnicity named Li Cheng-hok, who spread his teachings to both Betawi and Chinese people in colonial-era Batavia. Similar to other forms of silat, Silat Beksi's movements imitate the movements of animals, such as tigers and snakes. Muay Thai and Silat Beksi are only a small portion of the native martial arts that exist in Southeast Asia. Both of them show a reflection of the people who practice them, as not just a form of self-defense, but also as a way of life. And now, the preservation of these art forms lie in its passionate instructors and the students that they teach. Arya Siddhartha and Nico Arianto for See Today.
And there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. Are you into martial arts?
I'm into Muay Thai.
Really?
Because I think like
scary.
Silat has, you have to start it from very young because, this martial art, especially known from Indonesia, it takes not only the movement, like also the histories and journeys about it. As opposed to Muay Thai, I think you can take classes.
Right.
Like Silat, there's like,
It's like traditional. It's
yes,
rich in its
levels
culture, and
Right.
you do have to train for.
My boys really have to do Silat.
Really?
For sure.
Remind me not to get on your bad side, by the way.
All right, guys, so we're going to take another short break, but when we come back, we still have many more interesting stories right here from Indonesia.
What makes a new place feel like home? I always believe it's about the people and the community. I love the tomato sauce. This is what I always say, the dish of signature. And food often the best way to connect them all. Ooh, this one really good.
Restaurants for me is the beating heart of a city. That is why I love exploring new places. Follow me while I'm visiting the most exciting eating places around cities only on See Indonesia.
Apalagi bersama saya Imam Darto di Ngonten ngobrolin tentang Nusantara. Hap, hap. Wih, ramen banyak, Neng. Santai aja, lapar situ. Orang Malang ya?
Iya, Malang.
Oh, Malang.
Arek ngalam.
Oke, bisa baca bahasa ngalam?
Bisa.
Coba.
Matur suwun.
Wah, cuma segitu saja.
Ya, dia MD. MD-nya ada panjangnya tuh.
Apa tuh? My dream.
Hello and a very good afternoon to all of you. And for the next few hours, we'll bring you the latest from Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and around the world.
With more of a whisper than a resounding clang, Greece has shed another restriction dating back to its painful financial bailout.
Schools in Damaku Jimsim Central Java have become Taito Alba Owls conservationists. These barn owls are considered friends with farmers as they can help to prey on rats in rice fields.
On football's greatest stage, the gods of the game have earned their encore. Pelé, Beckenbauer, Cruyff, Maradona. It's the cup of hope. The cup of dreams. It's football's biggest prize on the greatest stage of all.
Welcome back to the special second anniversary of the C Morning Show.
Yay.
And specifically in this segment, we'll focus on a national issue that's become a public concern specifically the past year. Let's talk about one of which is personal data protection.
Correct.
The increase of personal data theft and misuse have been a worrying issue, especially in today's digital age.
Now, in Indonesia itself, more than 1 million accounts had experienced data leaks, and this is according to a cybersecurity firm called Surfshark. Now, we're going to highlight one of an Indonesian who has also been infected by this issue. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
The newly passed Personal Data Protection Bill has become a good news for Rifki Muzaki, a victim of personal data theft.
So what happened was I got a call from my cousin, and she said that somebody, acted as me and called her to ask about, sending money to the person who was asking. And then this person, whoever they are, they asked, 500,000 rupiahs and, mentioned some things that could be found on my Instagram.
The technique that was used by the perpetrator is known as social engineering. The perpetrator tried to make victim believe in what they told them about.
For example, this person said that I, impersonating me, had an argument with my partner. And so it was funny. So he was trying to, or she, or they, was trying to sell the story to my cousin. And the fortunate thing was my cousin realized immediately, I wouldn't talk like that, how I text, how I write, how I arrange my, messaging and things like that. And she realized immediately and called me, and I confirmed that it wasn't me.
Fortunately, Rifki's friend was able to track the perpetrator's number through Get Contact app.
One of the ways that, this person was found and identified as a scammer was when my friend, the one from the football community, checked the number from Get Contact. And I heard that there are lots of apps like that, but he used Get Contact and got the job done. He put the number in the app, and he found out that other people have been saving this person's name as a scammer.
Globally, there have been at least 2.4 billion personal data accounts hacked, according to a cybersecurity firm, Surfshark. Indonesia recorded a significant increase in data breach, especially from the first quarter of 2022 to the second quarter, which was around 143%.
Speaking of data, on late August this year, an anonymous account of Bjorka claimed to have stolen a number of data from official, databases. You remember? It shocked the entire of Indonesia because, that dude or she, we don't know.
Yes, just anonymously.
Just shared everything online.
Exactly. Hopefully that I don't have any sins. All right. Right now, Paul will show us what Bjorka phenomenon can teach us. Take it away, Paul.
Thanks, ladies. So here we go. This is the official Twitter account of Bjorka, a name that I'm sure is familiar with everyone out there. The username of a hacker who has breached several confidential data. Now,
The identity of Bjorka currently is hard to identify because he uses the deep web that requires very high anonymity in order to breach the data. And this meme is basically an illustration of what's been happening with Bjorka. One of which is personal data that actually belongs to the Indonesian Communications and Informatics Minister, Johnny G. Plate. Now, since August the 26th of this year, Bjorka stated that he had cracked packs of data, including 105 million citizens' data from the National Election Commission. Now, this is what is said to be a screenshot of the leaked data. As you can see, guys, there's leaked data everywhere. And, you don't have to look at these specific details. Just look at the map over here, and you could just see how widespread this particular problem was. Now, 105 million personal data. That is a lot. And if it's used by someone for scamming, it can amount to a huge loss. Just look at Woody's face. Looks very concerned, doesn't he? This meme went around too. Made its rounds. All right. So in this post, Bjorka also claimed to have illegal access to data belonging to the Indonesian president, Joko Widodo. And as you can see, the threat just keeps getting bigger. And look at Elmo here, all right? Don't let this happen to Elmo. We all love Elmo. Anyway, the case of data breach happened quite frequently over this short period of time. And as you can see, you may not understand this, but this is an image from the Twitter account, quote, Under the Breach, that published leaked information on September the 11th, 2019, that consists of database of 14 million records from Lion Air Group. Now, those includes the names, date of birth, phone number, passport number, and passport expiration date. So you guys can understand how this can be a huge problem and how risk analysis of data breaches in Indonesia can happen and how fragile this whole system is. So now we have some tips for you on how to strengthen our digital security. Let's have a look.
On September the 20th this year, Indonesian House of Representatives have passed the Personal Data Protection Bill into law.
Perlindungan data pribadi dapat disetujui untuk disahkan menjadi undang-undang.
With this law, any illegal use of personal data can be subjected to a maximum fine of 4 to 6 billion rupiahs or a maximum prison sentence of 4 to 6 years.
Current regulations set out or impose administrative sanctions for the companies who contribute to the data breach or violations on the data privacy rights. We surely welcome the administration sanctions. It's a good sign. That's mean the Indonesian government's exercise its regulatory power over this kind of data protections.
However, still, there is a glitch in the system that needs to be fixed.
But the thing is that there are a lot of technical issues that have not been adequately addressed through these regulations, such as the right to be forgotten when the company is mandated to delete the data being requested by the subject of the data at least 3 times 24 hours after the request is being made by the subject of the data.
There are several things people can do to protect own personal data.
Well, you don't need to be an IT expert to protect your personal data. Just be cautious when you are communicating and shopping online, and just make sure that you use simple security measures to protect your personal data. First, don't click any suspicious link from any kind of websites because it might collect your data online, including your online behavior. And second, don't send a photo with your national ID card to irresponsible party. Third, you can always avoiding to share any kind of personal data including your full name, phone number, address, and national ID card to your social media. And make sure that you use two-step authentication to your financial and email accounts. And you have to limit your app on your mobile phone because every app is a potential privacy threat. And last but not least, please do check your privacy setting on your smartphone because you have the right to choose which kind of information that you want to share to the third party. Laras Ardia, Andrea Saputra for See Today.
And there you go, guys. Hope you guys can stay safe out there. And you may or may not know that Indonesia has now become the third country in Southeast Asia to pass a bill on personal data protection. This happened on September the 20th earlier this year. So, hey, let's all stay safe out there with our digital devices. In the meantime, as you know, today is Youth Pledge Day. So after a quick break, we're going to have a chat with the 2022 Y20 Indonesia co-chair, Rahayu Saraswati, to talk about policy recommendations from youth for the world's biggest economic leaders. Stay tuned for that.
Welcome back to Theory of Everything. We will round out some of the biggest or craziest theories that have been circulating around the web and then stuck on your head, such as fan theories that audiences have about movies, shows, comics, or anything really. When the initial trailer for Doctor Strange 2, it was clear Wanda Maximoff held a prominent role in the film, though whether she'd play friend or foe to Benedict Cumberbatch lead remain in question.
Welcome to Spotlight, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shane Santura, and here in this program, we will give you a segment of sports and handy information for sports you can play when you're young to old. This is Lifetime Sports.
Football's greatest stage, the gods of the game have earned their encore. Pelé, Beckenbauer, Cruyff, Maradona. It's the cup of hope, the cup of dreams. It's football's biggest prize on the greatest stage of all.
Out loud, whatever. Wow, look at this. My shoes, guys.
Hello and a very good afternoon to all of you. And for the next few hours, we'll bring you the latest from Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and around the world.
With more of a whisper than a resounding clang, Greece has shed another restriction, dating back to its painful financial bailout.
Schools in Demak in Central Java have become Taito Alba Owls conservationists. These barn owls are considered friends with farmers as they can help to prey on rats in rice fields.
Welcome back to the C Morning Show. As today we commemorate this special second anniversary. Yes, we're still a baby, just 2 years old, but of course, you know the saying, the future lies in the hands of the young generation.
And as a matter of fact, the young people has always been at the forefront of change, especially here in Indonesia. This can be witnessed through the Youth Pledge Day that was led and declared by Indonesian young nationalists in 1928. Now, our very own reporter Adelia and video journalist Dipta are spending a day in the Youth Pledge Museum to perceive the meaning of the day. Let's have a look.
Indonesians commemorate the Youth Pledge Day every October 28. The Youth Pledge is an independence movement carried out by the Indonesian youth in 1928 by declaring the promise of one homeland, one nation, and one language. Today, I will be exploring the Youth Pledge Museum in Jakarta to know more about the historic day, and this is the place where the vow was declared. When you enter the museum, you will be greeted by this miniature of the Indonesian young man. Well, fun fact, this museum used to be a student dorm where students from all over Indonesia used to sit, gather here, and had a discussion with each other. What was once a place of the youth discussion had become the venue of the Youth Congress, where the students and young generations from all over Indonesia united together under the spirit of achieving the country's independence. So while the first Congress was held in 1926, the second Congress was held in 1928 and was divided into 3 sessions. This museum became the place of the final session where they played the national anthem of Indonesia Raya for the first time. And finally, the session was closed with the reading of the Youth Pledge. Now, we have achieved the country's independence and the unity, which is the goal of the Youth Congress. So, is the Youth Pledge still relevant today? Well, just like the statue of the hand fist that symbolized the burning spirit and the flames of the youth, we, as the younger generation, have to carry on with the spirit to continue to protect, take care, and become the like that could contribute more and more to the country and the society. Adelia Dinda and Dipta Diwiguna for See Today.
And after months of discussion and negotiation, the Y20 delegates have come up with the policy recommendations for the world's biggest economic leaders.
Yes, and the adopted communique focuses on 4 priority issues that greatly matter for the young people. And to delve more into the topic, while also celebrating the Youth Pledge Day, we have the 2022 Y20 Indonesia co-chair, Mbak Rahayu Saraswati, who's joining us right here in the studio. Mbak Rahayu, good morning.
Good morning. What's up?
What's up? Exactly. We're representing the youth here. I gotta bring the youth part here.
Look at here. I mean, you look so different.
But honestly, I wish I had like worn a little bit more. But you know what? No. I'm here representing the youth, so
yeah, this is how they look.
Bringing
this is how
a little
you
bit
look.
of swagger and Indonesian swagger. I love that jacket of yours.
Yeah,
thank you.
It's really cool.
Exactly. I never really see it anywhere else. So when I saw this, I was like, I have to have it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been like with the hoodie and all that.
Yeah, it's really cool though.
Thank you.
Oh, that's you.
And this
hoodie.
is very much the Jakarta.
Yes.
Right.
And you have the vibe in yourself to make it look dope. There you go.
I like that. Thank you. Because I haven't been feeling very young lately with like an 8-month-old baby. So.
Oh, I feel you. I feel you.
But we're still millennials.
Yes.
What are they talking about? I'm a millennial.
Yes, we
and
are.
That's why you're the co-chair.
Yeah.
And we've covered the Y20 extensively a couple of months back, right? And the summit addressed 4 priority issues: the youth employment, digital transformation, sustainable and livable planet, which is the young people's voice is always the strongest.
That's right.
And the new addition this year was the diversity and inclusion.
Correct.
So could you tell us more about the communique that was presented towards us?
Right. Well, obviously well, first of all, Y20 is very different from other forums because this is like real representatives of each of the G20, right? 19 countries and the European Union. So it's not like the MUN where it's a simulation. This is a real gathering of representatives, and they were for months. Our kickoff meeting was in February. So since then, for about 4 months until the month of July when we had the summit, they did negotiations. They proposed points of proposals from each country, like their aspirations, representing the voice of the youth of each of their country. And so you can imagine there's 4 priority areas, which means 4 delegates from each country. That's times 20. So that means there's 80 of them, 20 in each priority area, having to come up with a communique, a document that they all agree on. Now, in most of their countries, and they've said this, you know, they're so used to the voting system. Whereas here, you need to reach a consensus, and that means that there needs to be compromise sometimes to get to a point where it's agreed upon by all the countries. And I think the Indonesian youths especially need to understand this is not about Indonesia, even though we're the presidency. It's we need to not be Indonesia centrist. That's like Indonesia centric, one way to put it. As in, we need to take into account all the 19 countries and the European Union, which makes it very powerful because it's not, the G7 is only like 7 powerful countries. Indonesia, for the first time, became presidency or the host and the first of all the developing countries.
Yeah, it's certainly really interesting to see. And as mentioned before, there's one additional new
diversity
and inclusion, and also the particular Y20 forum that you hosted towards in the middle of the year. It also brought forth underrepresented communities such as people with disabilities, indigenous groups and local communities, and refugees were also able to attend. How has that changed the voices inside of the group?
You know, it's
the perspective.
It's really strange because I think so many of the youth talk about it, right? We talk about it, we say we are activists about it, you know, with the inclusion especially, but usually we talk about it as in gender equity, right? We talk about women being involved, represented, but it's so different when we have these underrepresented communities that's even less represented than just women, you know? So we are so proud to include these 3 underrepresented communities. And we work together with the UN, especially UNICEF, and to pick basically 3 representatives from the group. Unfortunately, and I know we've been getting some slack about this, about how we're not inclusive enough and it's not including all the youth. And unfortunately, that's just not how the Y20 is done. It's not how the G20 is done. Delegates are picked, selected. They go through a very rigorous selection process. Like for Indonesia, we had 530 applicants. Only 4 were picked. I mean, it's harder than getting to Harvard. We went through that process. However, what we did do that was very different from all the previous years, we actually had pre-summits where we included 100 youths in 4 different cities from the, in West Indonesia, Central Indonesia, East Indonesia, and then what's to be the new capital city. So that area in Kalimantan, we opened it up to the local youths, which never happened before. And having these 3 groups being represented there as well as an observer, that's also very different. Never been done before. So a lot of initiatives this year to ensure that there is a diverse voice, that there is a diverse presence, and we have real inclusion. So we're trying to walk the talk.
So speaking of Youth Pledge Day, there's a lot thing happening for you guys in Y20. And I just wanted to say, I don't want to say great job, because there's a lot of new innovations coming from you guys.
Thank you.
And for you personally, who has been in the Y20 system the entire year now, what is your hopes for the future when it comes to the youth or young people of the world?
I'm very optimistic now, ever since I saw how enthusiastic the youths are and how critical they are, and that's a good thing, you know? So my hope is that more and more of Indonesian youth get to realize that we don't just live in a country called Indonesia, but we're part of the world, and that means that we're a global citizen. So whatever we decide wherever we are will affect how this country goes, and will affect Indonesia being the 4th largest population in the world. It means we have power in that. And so we need to realize that power. And lastly, not just the Indonesian power, but also the Indonesian youths, because millennials and Gen Zs, we are the majority of this country right now. We're 53% of the demography, and so when it comes to that, it means know your power and make sure your voice counts.
Yes, and because we are the future, right? And
we're not just the future. I keep on saying this. We are not just the future. We are also the present.
All right, we're the present and the future.
We are the present and the future because we are the majority right now.
Correct.
We are the present because we're the ones actively capable of doing something, so we have to do something.
Yes.
So inspiring the next to become the future.
There you go. I like that. Yes. Let's prepare the next generation.
Thank you so much for your time. This has been so much fun.
And you know, having a culture just like Barahayu, I mean, seeing her passion and your ambition and just your energy, my goodness. Definitely, we are very inspired by you and also by the Y20 Summit.
Thank you for having me.
Well, what up to that? We'll have interesting stories from behind the desk of C Morning Show. Make sure to stay tuned with us on the special anniversary edition. C Morning Show only on C today.
You got to put your hoodie up again, though.
Sejak dini untuk masa depan. Arahnya sangat visi misi.
Visioner, bukan visi misi. Kalau visi misi, visi foya, visi foya, visi misi, foya, foya. Oh, digambar cakep, Sel. Digambar ya lumayan. Tapi lumayan jelek.
Hey buddies, welcome back to another episode of Buddy Talk with me, Paul Palelli.
Let's say hello to Bibo in the bud.
Hey guys!
Oh, this is your assistant, Trey.
Hi, my name is Palelli. For us, going like solo right now is like a refreshing.
I'm actually not good at acting because I'm too real.
Well, it's time for another Buddy Challenge.
It's the only word I know.
This is me crying out loud, whatever. Wow, look at this. My shoes, guys.
Apalagi bersama saya Imam Darto di Ngonten ngobrolin tentang Nusantara. Hap, hap. Wih, banyak, Neng. Santai aja, lapar situ. Orang Malang ya?
Iya, Malang.
Oh, Malang.
Arek ngalam.
Oke, bisa bahasa ngalam?
Bisa.
Coba.
Matur suwun.
Wah, cuma segitu saja.
Dia MD. MD-nya ada panjangnya tuh.
Apa tuh? My dream.
Hello and a very good afternoon to all of you. And for the next few hours, we'll bring you the latest from Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and around the world.
With more of a whisper than a resounding clang, Greece has shed another restriction, dating back to its painful financial bailout.
Schools in Demak-Kudim in Central Java have become Taito Alba Owls conservationists. These barn owls are considered friends with farmers as they can help to prey on rats in rice fields.
On football's greatest stage, the gods of the game have earned their encore. Pelé, Beckenbauer, Cruyff, Maradona. It's the cup of hope. The cup of dreams. It's football's biggest prize on the greatest stage of all.
Welcome back to the C Morning Show. You're all maybe curious how we, the C Morning Show team, prepare for the best morning show program.
Each preparation is being conducted by the team from arranging the rundown, editing the script, and the visual until it is on air. Let's take a look behind the scenes on the C Morning Show.
A quiet night in Jakarta. Everybody is asleep and rests from the daylight. But not for the C Morning Show team, as this is the time to shine.
3.
It is 1 a.m. in the morning. While everybody falls into a deep sleep, the crew is prepping the show.
Morning.
News that had been covered the day before are being edited by producers and script editors. In running the daily show, the team are divided into two. In certain days, they are required to wear uniforms, while every other day, they would rather dress casually. The team is racing against the clock to process and deliver the latest news from around the world right on time. It is an hour into the show, and the hosts are seen getting prepared in the makeup room.
I know. This is the face of briefing before the show started. And in this special episode, we have Teddy Aditya. Teddy Aditya.
In the last minutes into 6 a.m., the producers brief the show to the hosts. This show is starting now. The eyes are on a screen while the heart rushes. Focus on every details of the studio campus, set the camera angle.
Berdoa menurut agama dan kepercayaan masing-masing, berdoa dimulai. 3, 2, 1,
C Morning Show also features musical performances. In this episode, Teddy Aditya is invited to the show.
Keep watching, because there's so many great news. It's a great show, so you gotta watch it today.
News updates and musical performance, the daily program also features inspirational talk shows.
The crew is so friendly. There's so many people around to support, and everybody makes me feel so comfortable, and it's just a very warm environment.
And the struggle in the newsroom continues.
C Morning Show. No sleep gang. And we can order food in the morning. Mesmerize. Benar, kita juga nguploadnya per segmen kan Kak. Jadi foldernya nggak mungkin.
Evaluation session concludes the daily routine.
Segmen 5 di-play di segmen 4. Ini loh, evaluasi tentang lead dan grammar hari ini.
I think
I think the leads can be improved.
Mark Twain once said, continuous improvement is better than delayed perfection.
Mochi. Editing gimana hari ini? Editing lancar.
Kalau editing mah lancar.
And that's what we aim for. Rezky Anasto, Reza Anindita for See Today.
Second anniversary.
All the preparation is being done prior to the live show so we can give quality, fact-based news program for our beloved audience.
Whoa, hey, hold on. Let me just give
People have been taking our jobs today.
big round of
Yes.
applause.
Yes.
Apparently, they can do it all. Now,
We're doing it
thinking.
too, for
so,
two of you.
you guys, along with the rest of the production team, we're incredible at you guys' jobs, by the way. Let's have a seat, Kai.
Yes.
Are usually behind the scenes doing all of this crazy work that we just saw. But perhaps before we start asking you guys a bunch of questions, now that we have you on cam, you can introduce yourselves.
Go ahead.
Our audience, they don't know you.
So my name is Noni. I'm the producer at See Today, and here's my partner.
Hi, I'm Indra. I'm also the producer at See Today.
Correct. So if you ever hear us complaining like, oh, my producer is telling me, it's usually them, guys. So we already had a look at what things are like behind the scenes.
Yep.
It can be a little bit chaotic sometimes. It can be a little bit of fun as well.
Yeah, but that's what the morning show is all about, right? Now, it's been 2 years since See Today aired, and can you tell us more about the journey? Start from the very beginning. What was it like finding, the host, the casting process, and also what was the work and the mind thinking behind conceptualizing what See Morning Show is going to be like?
Well, I remember like 2 years ago, that was like one of my best time in See Today until now. So experience working in See Today, it's been a great adventure in my life, especially. And for making the See Morning Show at the first time, it was me and Kaochi, my executive producer, Marlia Yossi, and also Reiska. Three of us, we've been doing some designing the rundown, right? And then like, okay, maybe this story will be great, and maybe this story is not great, or like, I think we should change the story and everything. And we keep changing the story in our rundown because we want to make sure that our first on air will be great, right? And it was Youth Pledge Day at the time. It was October 28th. So we'll try to think what is the great connection between the youth conference and also for the starting of and then marking of See Today. So those like we keep discussing and changing until like a day before on air. I think 5 minutes before on air we're still changing, and like all the clip hasn't ready yet.
Right.
So it's like it's very tension for all of us at the time.
But let's move to, so Indra, what are the most interesting experiences you've had so far running the See Morning Show? Because I understand you started out in the afternoon.
Right.
So you have the freshest perspective when it comes to running the morning show.
Well, one thing I can say, this guy right here, Paul, have a lot of energy.
Oh, yeah.
I had a lot of coffee in the morning.
One of the funniest things, we just talk about this. So every weekend we have this sports segment, and then one time we actually don't have any special guests. So we have, we all know that Paul do his exercise routinely, and then we have him as a coach, and then we have two other anchors joining him to do the exercise as his clients.
That wasn't me, no.
And then it was amazing how much energy he has because he has to give the instruction, do the workout, and the other two anchors has to follow him. By the way, those two anchors, they are athletes too. I can mention some names, but let's say I can see them. I saw them out of breath and then trying to keep up with Paul. I mean, this guy is just something else with the sports. So.
And this guy is something else with the sports because when he comes out with the sports rundowns, we need to work. He gets the instructions. He makes us do kickboxing. I love that the fact that I get to spar with Paul Pileli. That was amazing.
Yeah, we're doing all sorts of different segments when it comes to like weekends, especially. You guys have to be a little bit more creative. You want to do like an exercise segment because these are the things people want to see on weekends. You do cooking segments as well. How do you guys come up with these ideas to continue to keep them fresh? For example, for food, do you have to find like what's relevant right now, what people like right now? And exercise, obviously, we've done from kickboxing to I've done
ab
yoga
dancing.
and exactly.
Ab belly dancing.
Where do you guys come up with all of these
Core
ideas?
dancing.
Well, I think Kaochi, when we start the C Morning Show, Kaochi was trying to give the challenge to the producer, like, this is not just a news show, but it's a whole variety show. So that's why Indra can add some sports news. I can get some gimmick or other things, some music talents. I remember that SMS audience loved the sports segment.
Yeah,
and that's you.
Yeah. I was just covering for somebody who didn't make it. But I found that as well. A lot of people like the, if it's something that they haven't done before. For example, Pilates. Like one of my friends tuned in for that Pilates one, and they're like, I didn't think Pilates was like that. I didn't know you can do it at home. And it was very informative, and then it created this kind of want for people to want to do
Oh, I remember that was the one that we did on Maths, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was you, me, and Roger.
Yes, that's
You know,
right.
it's been 2 years, and there's been so many.
many.
It's like we've remembered every single one.
But I don't think there's other TV who has segment sport like SMS and what you guys do.
Well, let's hope that we can continue to do this for many more years.
Yes.
Just 2 more years.
Hopefully.
It's been a great job. So you guys do a tireless, thankless job, and I think we need more opportunities to give you guys your flowers, your appreciation that you guys deserve, and not just you guys, but the rest of the team as well. We can't bring them all out here. We won't fit them on camera, but thank you guys all for it.
Because sometimes things just happen so quickly, and there are shows where like the approval is still on the waiting, but we're already on air. So the way you guys work is amazing. It's
So
really
keep it up.
Thank you.
And tomorrow it's right back to it. So.
Tonight.
Thank you so much, Indra Banoni, for
Happy anniversary,
sharing with us.
SMS.
Yes.
Absolutely. Any last messages, perhaps, for the morning show?
No, don't forget to wake up.
Don't forget
And watch us.
Bright and early at 6 a.m., guys. All right, we're going to take another short break here, but when we return, we have more interesting stories celebrating our 2nd anniversary of the C Morning Show. We'll be right back after this.
Lagi bersama saya Imam Darto di Ngonten ngobrolin tentang Nusantara. Hap, hap. Wih, banyak, Neng. Santai aja, lapar situ. Orang Malang ya?
Iya, Malang.
Oh, Malang.
Karek ngalam.
Oke, bisa bahasa ngalam?
Bisa.
Coba.
Matur suwun.
Wah, cuma segitu saja.
Ya, dia MD. MD-nya ada panjangnya tuh.
Apa tuh? My dream.
Hello and a very good afternoon to all of you. And for the next few hours, we'll bring you the latest from Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and around the world.
With more of a whisper than a resounding clang, Greece has shed another restriction, dating back to its painful financial bailout.
Schools in Demak region in Central Java have become Thai-toe alba owls conservationists. These barn owls are considered friends with farmers as they can help to prey on rats in rice fields.
Hey buddies, welcome back to another episode of Buddy Talk with me, Paul Palelli. Let's say hello to Bebo and the Buds. Hey guys! Oh, this is your assistant, Trey.
Hi, my name is Palelli. For us, going like solo right now is like a refreshing.
I'm actually not good at acting because I'm too real.
Well, it's time for another Buddy Challenge. It's the only word I know.
What makes a new place feel like home? I always believe it's about the people and the community. I love the tomato sauce. This is what I always say, the dish of signature. And food often the best way to connect them all. Ooh, this one really good.
Restaurants, for me, is the beating heart of a city. That is why I love exploring new places. Follow me while I'm visiting the most exciting eating places around cities only on See Indonesia.
My name is Grace.
Haven't you eaten since morning?
Not yet. Ada yang harus saya konsumsi nggak ya, Dok? Tarik nafas yang dalam.
Welcome back to the C Morning Show special second anniversary, where today in our show we will have, we already had a lot of discussion with the young inspirational Indonesian, and of course we have one more in the fashion industry, and that is Denika Riyadani Flush, who brought her vision of producing meaningful clothes to life with Sukacita begin in 2016. Now the brand designs and produces clothing for men and also women, offering a wide range of sustainable garments that can be also customized.
Yes, I'm very excited about this. We're wearing it.
Yes,
so
we are.
I am excited to know more about Sukacita, who claims to stand distance from the idea of fashion seasons and trends, but rather as an initiative for a change. And here in the studio, we're joined by mastermind of Sukacita, Denika Flush. Good morning, Denika.
Good morning.
I do understand this.
Thank you for being
distancing from trend, because your designs are timeless. So no matter what season,
I don't know if this is for a man or a woman, but I think anyone can rock this.
Exactly.
I love this. Look at that, and it felt so nice too.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into that.
Yes.
But before that, Kai?
Yes. So please do explain the initiative behind Sukacita and what does it mean to bring meaningful clothes to life?
Right. So I first started into this whole journey as a development economist when I was traveling village to village, really. And there, for the first time, I really saw how our clothes are being made.
Okay. Yes.
And as someone who grew up in the city, it was the first time I thought about this thing. I thought clothes just showed up in stores.
Yes.
You buy it, you wear it, you don't give it a second thought. But then meeting the women who still make it by hand with these heritage techniques and all these beautiful stories made me realize that there are so much meaning that we today as modern day consumers are so disconnected with. And that was the idea of Sukacita, was to create a bridge between us, people who care about these issues and want to wear something more than just fashion, with the very women making it in villages, not factories. We connect them with first access to education and then to fair wages, so that they can actually survive and care for their families by sustaining their beautiful heritage.
Yeah. So, why are you saying that? If you remember your first journey before, with having Sukacita itself, what really made the spark in within you? You were saying, okay, I need to help, this, local villagers, either men and women, and then also to kind of have this initiative to make a fashion brand that has a value on it, like sparks of love and sparks of joy, as opposed to as a commodity that we have to use just every day.
Right. It was really seeing and meeting the women, really. I would meet women like Ibu Lilik, who work 12 hours a day as a batik artisan, who has to worry about what to feed her children tomorrow. And I was heartbroken. I didn't realize that between us and the women who make our clothes are so many layers that literally create a system in which they have to be trapped in poverty. So I wanted to do things differently. I thought, what if we, instead of having a business that creates clothes and then find factories that make it, you actually turn it the other way around. You start from the village. You start from the Ibu.
Yes.
You start with what she can do, and then you work with her to elevate what she already has in a way, to make it into something with stories to tell that consumers all over the world can wear and be proud of wearing it, in that sense.
Yeah, wow, amazing.
So out of curiosity, you did say something that was very striking behind the scenes before this that I think you should share as well. So other than how many villages have been reached, you also said you specifically are working with the last generation of cotton farmers. I did not know that there is so little cotton farmers left here in Indonesia.
Yeah, actually 99.9% of cotton in Indonesia is imported.
Yeah.
And that was a statistic that truly hit me in the face, really.
Yeah.
Because we have here the fashion industry that's one of the biggest in terms of sales value in the world.
Right.
But at the same time, it's also one of the most polluting and exploitative. And it all comes down to one biggest problem I found, which is the lack of traceability. So right now, even brands don't know where the materials are coming from.
Right.
And because we work directly with villages, it made us realize that you cannot truly have sustainability if you don't know where your materials are coming from.
Yeah.
So first we started planting our natural dyes. So all our clothes are dyed with plants.
Okay.
And then we started tackling another problem, which was the actual fibers itself. And that led me to travel village to village across Indonesia, trying to find cotton farmers.
Yeah.
And I start realizing that because there is no market for their cotton, first of all, and second of all, they really can't survive from it. It is, at the moment, the age range of the farmers is really old. So I start realizing that if you don't create an ecosystem right now, then we lose all this incredible indigenous knowledge in how they grow cotton.
Yeah.
Because the way Indonesians grow cotton is completely different than the global cotton agriculture. You know, fun fact, cotton is actually named the dirtiest crop in the world. And that's really because the way it's being grown right now is in massive monocultures, meaning forests are being cut down to grow only one plant, cotton. And that requires it to really use a lot of fertilizer and pesticides, all the chemicals that have to go into growing our clothes. Now, the way Indonesian farmers grow it is completely the opposite. They grow it like a forest. So instead of just cotton, monoculture, they grow it with 20 different crops, creating sort of like an agroforestry situation in which the plants actually mutually coexist. And because of that, they heal the soil so that it can absorb more carbon from the atmosphere. So in essence, we have right under our feet where we're standing here in Indonesia, one of the best nature-based climate solution. And all we had to do was remember. I started with only one village, and today we work with 8 villages, providing access to 1,500 women and farmers who make your clothes from farm to your closet.
Yeah. Now, that's another term too. I mean, we know usually it's farm to table, now farm to closet. What does that mean?
So it's essentially the same, where you really have farm to closet traceability, meaning that you remember that your clothes really started from the earth.
Yes.
And then you connect all the dots for the customers from literally the place where the cotton that you're wearing is grown, all the way until you can wear it beautifully today.
Wow. There's always a process. I love growth. Yeah. I love that we get to talk about this because it's making me feel more grounded. And wearing this makes me feel a lot more grounded as well. Hi, by the way, you look very beautiful in that dress. I love this dress. Yeah, you look very beautiful. I love this dress. Also, we know that, Denise, that Sukacita is a B Corp certified. What does that mean, by the way?
Right, so B Corp is one of the global certification given to businesses who are using business as a force for good.
Oh,
and
congratulations.
That means, thank you. We're one of the first in Indonesia to achieve this certification. And last month we were awarded as Best for the World.
Wow.
And that means we're in the top 5% of B Corps worldwide.
Yeah.
And we're really proud of that because, you know, the thing about what we do is that we're doing something that is outside of the status quo. We're literally building an informal supply chain. Women who are most marginalized, most prone to exploitation now can get visible, can feel valuable. And then we've brought a new standard of doing things.
Correct.
In a way, like inviting them to be part of a very different standard for the fashion industry.
You know what? I can sit here all day just listening to you because I'm feeling a lot of different things. But I'm feeling sukacita listening to your stories, which in Indonesian means good feeling. Happy feeling, yes, if I'm not mistaken. Sukacita. Why did you choose Sukacita as the name of your brand?
Right, because I went through a journey to find this calling. It was a journey from meaning. When I started realizing that all these years, you know, we get taught that to be happy, you need to get this much, you need to own this much. But actually, I found that true, lasting happiness happens when you can contribute and work for something bigger. So that's why I chose Sukacita. I chose the Sanskrit term, which is the root word of the Indonesian of sukacita. To signify this journey I had to take to go back to my root as an Indonesian. I feel that we need to reconnect with villages because that is the heart of Indonesia.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I'm just inspired just listening to the data that you just mentioned to us, the ability of regenerating artisans, right? And also empowering the women, and that is why thankfully you are here with us to share your story, because today is all about powerful, influential, and of course young leaders here in Indonesia. So, but Denika, thank you so much for your time. It's such By a the way, we're pleasure. going to go to Asta, right? Yes. Asta, flagship store, Sukacita, guys. Yes, because we want to know more about the story. So that's right. Yes. And anyways, once again, thank you very much, Denika. And we're right now going to take another short break. When we come back, we still have many more interesting and inspirational story. And this one is also really fun because it's about ice skating athlete do a lot of achievement in her young age. Right here on the C Morning Show. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Spotlight, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shane Santura, and here in this program, we will give you a segment of sports and handy information for sports you can play when you're young to old. This is Lifetime Sports.
To all of you, and for the next few hours we'll bring you the latest from Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and around the world.
With more of a whisper than a resounding clang, Greece has shed another restriction, dating back to its painful financial bailout.
Schools in Demak in Central Java have become Taito Alba Owls conservationists. These barn owls are considered friends with farmers as they can help to prey on rats in rice fields.
This is me crying out loud, whatever. Wow, look at this. My shoes, guys.
Welcome back to Theory of Everything. We will round up some of the biggest or craziest theories that have been circulating around the web and then stuck on your head, such as fan theories that audiences have about movies, shows, comics, or anything really. When the initial trailer for Doctor Strange 2, it was clear Wanda Maximoff held a prominent role in the film, though whether she'd play friend or foe to Benedict Cumberbatch lead remain in question.
Welcome back. You're still with us here on this very special second anniversary celebration of the C Morning Show. And you know how much I love sports.
Of course.
It's been a
You're
great
the sports
year.
guy.
I am, and it's been such a great year, not only for sports fans, but as Indonesians as well.
All right.
It's been a great year for all of us. Now, this season, Indonesian athletes have been making several proud achievements in a number of international sporting events after a pretty long 2-year pandemic hiatus.
It is now ranging from SEA Games to the 2022 AFF Under-16 Cup. Here are some of the biggest accomplishments made by our own athletes.
Sporting events are finally back after 2 years of pandemic halt. Indonesian athletes have since been taking part in a number of competitions and making achievements. On August the 12th, the young Garuda squad won the 2022 AFF Under-16 Cup title for the second time. Bima Sakti's team managed to defeat Vietnam in a narrow score of 1-0. The result had become a thirst quencher after years of winning drought. Moving on to the 2021 SEA Games, when the men's basketball team brought home gold after beating the Philippines 85-81. May the 22nd was a historical day for the Patriots as they won the first SEA Games title ever. The medal had become an addition to the team's 4 silvers and 3 bronzes. Next, we have Kiroma Katibin, an Indonesian speed climber who broke his 5th world record at the 2022 International Federation of Sport Climbing, or IFSC World Cup in Chamonix, France. Katibin set the bar at 5.009 seconds in the 15-meter speed climb qualifying round on July the 8th. Moving on to another extreme sports event, Indonesian server Rio Waida claimed the 2022 Balito Pro title after outplaying Gatien de la Haye of France, earning a total score of 15.50. The final match took place on July the 10th at South Africa's town of Balito. Rio showed an impressive performance, thus making it difficult for de la Haye to level with. The Indonesian server has officially been qualified for the 2023 WSL Championship Tour. This will mark Indonesia's first participation in the world's most prestigious serving tournament.
Favorites? I would have to say SEA Games, very memorable.
Yes,
How about you?
of course. Yes, I think SEA Games is one of the most historical one too, and also it has one of my favorite, sporting event, that is ice skating. Right? I mean, I love, especially if it's Winter Olympics.
Yes.
That's the only thing that I watch.
Okay, out of all
figure
the Winter
skating.
Olympics.
Yes.
Ice skating.
Because it's like there's someone like a dancer, but there's an athlete, and they always tell like a story through their dances. And every time they have, whenever they have the jump, you were saying like triple axels and double axels and whatnot, I'm just hoping they don't fall.
Well, despite us living in a tropical country, we still do have figure skating here in Indonesia. And also, despite never taking part in the Winter Olympic Games, Indonesian talented and young ice skaters have made plenty of achievements in a number of international sporting events. And without any further ado, we have one of them with us here in the studio. So let's give a warm welcome to Renatasha Sarah Wardan. Good morning, Rena. Come on in.
Hi.
Hi. Have a seat.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's great to have you. Thanks so much for joining us.
You look very tall for a 13-year-old, by the way. You're almost as tall as me.
So, anyway, let's start by this. Living in Indonesia, who introduced you to ice skating? Because it's not a very common thing. I've been trying to find a place to bring my kids ice skating. It's not that easy. How did you get into it?
It wasn't like that I was interested in the sport at first. I was just like doing it for fun, obviously. I was a kid. I believe it was 2012. I was 3.
Wow, 3
Yes,
years old.
3 years old. And the first time I skated was in Canada. My brother went to uni there.
Okay.
And it was on Christmas. They had this like rink outdoors, and I went skating there. And ever since that, every time I see an ice rink, I would love to skate. And I didn't really know that there was like an actual rink that isn't temporary in Indonesia, because I thought everything here is like temporary.
Like in malls and
like in
stuff.
malls.
Christmas time.
In Christmas time, yeah. I usually skate the ones in malls, temporary ones, Christmas time. But I found out that there's an actual rink here, so obviously I was interested. So me and my mother, we went there and I skated and I enjoyed it.
So, so this is when you decided, and then you started taking part in competitions. How long since then?
Yes, so my first competition was only a few months after I had my first lesson.
Really?
It was really unexpected, honestly. So I was just like taking lessons, and there's a competition coming up in a few months, and my coach informed it to my mother, and my mother was like, do you want to do this competition? It'll be great to challenge yourself.
Yeah.
The first competition I did was in Beijing.
Oh, the first competition. I was like, wait, the first competition.
Smokes.
I thought it's like somewhere in your neighborhood. Oh no, it's like
It was in Beijing.
So we have. It seems that me and Paul, as you know, as you can see from our questions, we do have a lot of questions from Reina. But now let's take a look at the story of our reporter Laras Ardia, who had a special course with Reina on an ice rink. Let's check it out.
Alrighty, I think I'm ready to go ice skating. But before that, don't forget to wear your gloves because it's gonna be cold inside. And make sure that you have to tie the shoelaces very tight because it's very important. And ta-ta-ta-ta! Let's go! Hop. I got a long sleeve, but still freezing, like. Wow. All right. Yay. So I'm at the BX Ring, Winter Exchange Mall, and here I am with Reina. Hi. And I'm getting cold right here, but she's not. I don't know, because she's get used to it, I suppose. But yeah, we're gonna have fun here. So please, just having fun to skating on the ice, and let's go. Have another route.
Well, it is not as easy as it seems, but at least you will have a lot of fun skating on ice. Of course, the slippery surface will affect your balance at first. However, you can always bend your knees, lean a little bit forward, and keep your arms open to keep your balance. If you want to stop, push your feet apart and use the flat of a blade to make a bit of snow on the ice. This is called a snowplow stop.
Alrighty guys, so actually I've learned a lot today from Reina because I can stop with the skate on ice, and then yeah, I actually have some basic stuffs on ice skating today, and we have so much fun. And then actually I would practice more with you today. So Laras Ardia, Anita Putri for See Today. See ya! Let's go!
Wow, so looks like fun. You think you're ready for it?
Laras did pretty good. I mean, if I have Reina as my coach, I'm going to be good at it too. Maybe not for a competition, at least I'll balance it out.
By the way, I thought I was really good because I grew up in Canada and all. I used to skate all the time, but I hadn't done it in about 20 years. I took my kids to the mall on Christmas. I was horrible at it.
Do you have those things where you can just hold on to it?
Yeah,
right?
but we had to rent them. I didn't want to spend the extra money, so I'm like, don't worry, Daddy's got you.
Right.
But apparently Daddy didn't have anything. So let's talk about the last 5 years you've been competing, and obviously we can see in front of us, these are just some of the accomplishments that you have.
It's like 1 out of 10. Because she has like a board out of it.
Tell us a little bit about your competitions. How many competitions have you taken part in so far? Like, let's say in a year, how many competitions do you take part in?
Before COVID, I used to be really intensive in competitions, like just competitions to like make myself used to like showing and like performing. but ever since COVID, I just focus on competitions that are representing Indonesia. So not those competitions who represent club. I mean, I still do them, but not as often. And COVID took 2 years away from skating. Completely. So I lost 2 years. I couldn't practice, couldn't compete, couldn't do anything. It was pretty bad. And then my first competition after COVID was nationals.
Wow, right away.
Yeah. Have that one.
I'm interested in this one because it says first place Indonesian Figure Skating National Championship 2018. Tell us about
This
that.
was my first time doing nationals. I was 9, I think.
You were 9.
Yeah.
Can we see this?
I think I was 9, yeah.
I was going to pick it up, but I'm afraid
go
I might
ahead.
drop it. Oh my goodness.
You were 9 years old and you got the first place of the Indonesian Figure Skating National Championship.
They usually have really fun experience. Like this one was in Boston. I trade pins.
Oh, that's what that is. Can you lift that up? Just show the camera there. It's so cute. It's like a little charm necklace.
Yeah.
All these different pins, and those are all the competitions you took part in.
Usually when you go to amusement park, they have this, but this is like the athletes. Can you imagine
this
that?
is the
It's much
actual
more
ones that they
memorable.
collect.
These are pins that the skaters there traded with me. I gave them like a souvenir from Indonesia. I gave them like little wayang.
Oh, that's cool. So they have something that really looks Indonesian.
Yeah.
So speaking of Indonesia, obviously figure skating, ice skating is not something that is common in our country, but you do represent our country. What is it like so far? We do know that the government has been a lot more proactive in recent years in supporting our athletes, our national athletes, no matter what sports they're in. So what are your hopes for ice skating here in Indonesia, especially as a representative?
I just really hope that the government will pay more attention to the figure skating in Indonesia because I really do see talent in my friends and myself, and like it's just a great community here, but we feel like we need more support because we don't really have the ice facility to ourselves. It's very limited for us. We train with public skaters. They're just like going around everywhere.
People like me falling in front of them.
Yeah. It's like difficult for us to do. We also share rinks with the hockey skaters.
Yep.
I mean, you are just 13 years old. So many achievements. I mean, if we can give you our full support, we don't, we know that you're gonna go and accomplish many, many more achievements and also milestones for your career and passion too.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Reina, for coming here on our 2nd anniversary. You are the cherry on top for our day today. So keep doing what you love.
Thanks so much, Reina.
Thank you for inviting me here.
Great. All right, we're going to take another short break here, you guys, but don't go anywhere. We have more stories about our special moments in the C Morning Show over the past 2 years. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Longing for a short getaway where you can be away from people but still be productive?
You can! Come down here at Bidadari Island where you can learn a thing or two about the history.
This paradise island is more than just white sands and Tuscan blue waters.
You're not an outdoorsy type? Well, so am I. Don't be dismissive of the idea because
we're gonna get in touch with nature and hopefully have fun while at it. See the beauty only on C Indonesia.
Come see the beauty only on C Indonesia.
Hi, my name is Grace.
Haven't you eaten since morning?
Not yet.
Ada yang harus saya konsumsi nggak ya, Dok? Tarik nafas yang dalam.
Welcome to Spotlight, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shane Santura, and here in this program, we will give you a segment of sports and handy information for sports you can play when you're young to old. This is Lifetime Sports.
Tulung Agung is a small city that stores many varieties of culture and culture based on local wisdom. people of Tulung Agung in general have a culture or tradition that is passed down from generation to generation. One of them is the ancestral heritage of coffee. Coffee is not an original commodity from Tulung Agung Regency, but Tulung Agung typical coffee is part of the heritage in the era of the Dutch colonial.
Hello and a very good afternoon to all of you. And for the next few hours, we'll bring you the latest from Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and around the world.
With more of a whisper than a resounding clang, Greece has shed another restriction, dating back to its painful financial bailout.
Schools in Demak regions in Central Java have become Thai-toe alba owls conservationists. These barn owls are considered friends with farmers as they can help to prey on rats in rice fields.
You're still celebrating the second anniversary of the C Morning Show here with us, and wow, so much has happened over the past 2 years.
Yes.
Not only on the morning show, our personal lives as well. Our families have grown. I mean, we've all been through so much, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been through so many different things that now we're finally airing without masks as well.
Yes.
We went through the face shield phase,
Remember
we went
that.
through the mask phase, and hopefully soon we will be permanently getting over the mask
Yes.
phase. I'm so looking forward to that.
Agree.
But yes, delivering morning news live from the studio is indeed its own challenges. And let's have a little flashback of the interesting moments that happened in the show. And we're so going to look back and laugh about this.
All right, let's check it out. What have you got?
Literally jumping. Like, I'm sorry. That was just. Oh my god! Look at him. That was so. Blindfolded. He's so proud.
So this took place on August the 17th.
Yes.
And we did the live relay from the palace, but this was the morning show that they did before.
Yeah, this was the morning show before.
And they were dressed as the, do you know what this is called? The
flag hoisters.
Yes, the flag bearers,
The
correct.
flag bearers and the flag hoisting ceremony troop.
They're watching like funny August the 17th videos.
Of all the competitions they were doing. Do you remember that costume that we wore?
Yes,
Paul? That was
yes.
it was majestic Indonesian costumes, but those were heavy for 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, I'm going to say that the C Morning Show team had a lucky wardrobe assignment that day.
I was going to say. That was comfortable.
Yeah.
That is comfortable.
Very cool. Very suitable, guys. Let's move on now. We're also, remember, back in June the 22nd to be exact, during Jakarta's anniversary. It was Shanaz, Marissa, and myself. We played a little game called Pantun.
Who was the best at it?
Jalan-jalan ke tengah Jakarta.
Don't forget. I was thinking of my lines.
Cakep.
Jangan lupa bawa dompet.
Selamat ulang tahun DKI Jakarta.
Di dalam perayaan yang meriah dengan banyak trompet.
Oh, very good. I remember. Okay, so Pantun is like, it's that 4-line poem.
Yeah.
And we each had to do a line. But before that, before we were briefed by the production team, we weren't sure. We thought we each had to do one. So we already came up with like something, oh, let me come up with this. I would have to say, Shanaz is pretty good at it. She already came up with this killer poem, but we ended up not doing it that way. We ended up doing one at a time. And of course, we had Abang and None with us, so they were obviously very good at it because it's something that they do, right?
Yeah, it's something that they have to be able to do too. Well, Jakarta's birthday is definitely always memorable. And do you remember when we celebrated the Academy Awards? We're all dressed up, Paul. This is the moment where we had to talk with movie festival director Naufal Yazid. He expressed optimism on the future of Indonesia's and Southeast Asia's movie industry. Let's take a look.
And hello, everyone. Welcome back to the C Morning Show. We felt a little bit different.
Yes,
You're looking very gorgeous.
You too.
Thank you so much. We're not strutting in the red carpet, but on the wood panel of the C today.
Stop laughing. It was so hilarious. But the dress, though. You wore a suit.
So, yes, I did. I like a tuxedo style. Well, who were you wearing that day? That's what I want to know.
I forgot.
Was it Naomi? Naomi wore Naomi C today, not Naomi Campbell. Right.
It was, I think it was our wardrobe girls, you know, they're the best at picking up this.
Yes.
I have to admit, everything that they pick out, They have a great eye, and I just like.
I have to give credit. We've given credit to our production teams all this time. We have to give credit to wardrobe and makeup. Because sometimes on the spot that day, if we're doing something in particular where we need a gimmick, an outfit, they're somehow able to pull through and get us an outfit, whether it's an exercise segment or whether it's a segment where you have to walk down the red carpet.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing. And it's also the best that I love how the way they accessorize us. Like, exactly. And they have everything in stock, right?
Yes.
They have everything in stock, so whenever we need something, they're like, oh, we got it.
All right,
let's
put that together.
That's great.
Hey, so another thing that I always love about the morning show is the fact that there's 3 hosts, and there always seems to be, no matter who's paired up with who, there always seems to be this great chemistry. It always seems like we all just get along, and maybe people wonder, our viewers, like, you guys really get along? Yeah, we do. We actually get along just as well off the air as well. Yeah. And it reminds me of a famous sitcom that we used to watch back in the 90s called Friends.
Okay, the cut.
We love it so much that it looks like Central Park. We love it so much that we actually decided to commemorate Friends on its first episode airing on that same day. And in fact, we found out that our very own C Morning Show, part of our C Morning Show team, Mas Budi Iskandar, was a huge fan of the show. And in fact, when he used to live in California, he actually attended a live taping of one of the episodes. So let's check it out.
Oh, I'd love to see that. La 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 la, gonna be this way. Clap, 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 clap.
Okay, that's the only one I know.
Yes,
I haven't heard that song in such a long time. How you doing?
How you doing? I'm good, Joey. How you doing? I love that.
So we have to do the opening. We have to recreate the opening with just the 2 of us. Of course, who would you say out of the 3 friends Marissa would be?
Monica.
That's what everyone says. She's like, no, I want to be Rachel. We're like, no, you're so Monica.
So Monica.
And just like me, I wish I was Chandler, but most people apparently think I'm just Joey.
Really?
Yeah, I don't share my food.
Joey?
I don't share. That's probably why.
Wow.
That was fun. And in fact, we got a behind the scenes, literally, kind of stories and a look to what it was like to attend, because they don't do sitcoms like this anymore. Not in front of a taped audience. They do it like Modern Family style, where they have a handheld camera and it's actually inside an actual location. Whereas sitcoms, actual situation comedies like Seinfeld, Friends, they used to be taped in a studio in front of a live
people
audience.
actually watching at home.
Yeah, and it would take like almost a whole day, and they would have to record scenes out of sequence. Yeah, really nice to hear the story from somebody who attended one.
Wow, I found it so cool. And that was on September the 22nd, right?
Yes.
Meanwhile, on September the 11th, we also had another interesting show where we learned to dance Latin.
Oh my goodness, I remember that.
Yes.
So true. And to mark our, I believe that was our, I can't remember. Ah, yes, I remember this. This was where Yeah, so we basically had to learn Latin dance, and it was not just Latin dance, it was Latin cardio.
Yeah, it's cardio.
And this was so high energy, like at 7:30.
Everything. We will round out some of the biggest or craziest theories that have been circulating around the web and then stuck on your head, such as fan theories that audiences have about movies, shows, comics, or anything really. When the initial trailer for Doctor Strange 2, it was clear Wanda Maximoff held a prominent role in the film, though whether she'd play friend or foe to Benedict Cumberbatch lead remain in question.
Kulit itu untuk jadi jaket paling butuh 1 ekor atau 2 ekor domba. Ternyata setelah saya terjun di industri ini, saya baru tahu bahwa untuk membuat sebuah jaket kulit saja itu setidaknya membutuhkan sampai 4 ekor domba.
Lakukan aja yang bisa kita lakukan, hal sekecil apapun gitu yang bisa kita lakukan, ya lakukan saja gitu. Jangan sampai harus nunggu dulu, tapi lakukan aja hal sekecil apapun gitu.
Hey buddy, buddies! Welcome back to another episode of Buddy Talk with me, Paul Palelli. Let's say hello to Bebo and the Buds. Hey guys! Oh, this is your assistant, Trey.
Hi, my name is Palelli. For us, going like solo right now, it's like refreshing.
I'm actually not good at acting because I'm too real.
Well, it's time for another Buddy Challenge. It's the only word I know.
Thank you so much for still joining with us right here at the C Morning Show as we celebrate our 2nd anniversary. So a lot of discussion that is very insightful today. Now, I want also to let you know that Southeast Asia is home to a large population eager to embrace new technologies. It offers a huge opportunities for startups to thrive and create solutions for the society.
Yes, and today we'll discuss startup development in the region with 2 inspiring young entrepreneurs, Bagus Shalendra from Chicken Executive Officer, and Yoga Ninito from Sumai co-founder. Good morning, Jai.
Hi, Mas Tebe and Mas Yoga. Thank you so much for being here. With the chickens, by the way.
Yeah.
Let us introduce our chickens right here.
Mute chickens. Well, yes, so we just want to start with, first thing first. Can you tell us exactly what Chicken and Sumai is for a startup? We'll start with Tebe.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time. My name is Tebe. I am the Chicken Executive Officer from Chicken. Yeah, basically we're providing full-stack farm management. We give financing to poultry farmers in terms of inputs like seed, vitamin, or feed, as well as selling their output directly to the B2B customers. We also provide IoT devices to help farmers, to help them to increase their productivity as well as the yield of the chicken producing model. Yeah.
That's nice.
And what about you, Mas Yoga?
Sumai is basically aiming to become the first full-stack agri solution for the upstream agri sector in Indonesia. Basically, we are dealing directly with the upstream, very upstream, like the farmers and the aggregators in the agri sector. We started out by doing building a B2B marketplace for agri inputs. Later on, we are building also a B2B marketplace for output.
Right, and of course we have to agree that Indonesia has a very high potential in agriculture and also farming. And so let's go to chicken first, to Mas Tebe. Let us take you back to the Bay Women Startup Day last September. You got the chance to address food security issues to our president, who happened to stop by your place, Chicken. Of course, other than excitement, how had it been in that day?
Yeah, we'll be very happy that Mr. President visited our booth, and we were selected as one of the startup that got visited by Mr. President at the time. And we spoke to Mr. President that food security is one of the major focus in our country right now, because agricultural sector should be rise by this year. In the midst of crisis like this, food security should be focused for every tech players, because we are lacking for the innovations in this sector, as well as startups already dominated by several players like fintech, retail business, but they're still lacking innovation for the agri. So Mr. President really interested with our business model, and he's very looking for other tech players in agri space.
And of course, the overall population of Indonesia, the local communities are big in agriculture, so you're doing their help, especially enhancing technology too.
Yes, and I think not just that, because you just mentioned that your aim is to increase productivity. We've especially when you're focused on the chickens. We love our chickens. We don't want to go in chicken crisis like a couple of other countries, not to mention. Correct. But moving on, we'll get back to you, Mas Tebe. But moving on to Mas Yoga. So we've spoken to you on the daily wrap up, I think, before. And now that it's like the 1-year anniversary, I think we're going to get a new perspective. So Sumai has also raised $1.3 million in pre-seed funding, led by I think BMX Sequoia Capital as well. and that's the India search, Sequoia Capital India search, sorry. And following the investment, Samaya seeks to expand its network to delivery centers and aiming to engage 100,000 smallholders as well as Toko Tani by next year. So could you share with us about that plan as well as another perhaps program that you're currently focusing on?
Well, obviously we've grown a lot since then. Our business model has proven that there's a lot to be done in the market, and there's a lot of opportunities. Also, we have thousands more of Toko Tanis and local retailers, and also farmer groups than we used to have when we talked. The last time we talked. So. Yeah, its market is really good, and there's a lot to be done, as I mentioned before. And people might say that this is winter, funding is going to be difficult, blah blah blah. But then again, we are in a very good position in terms of financially, and also our forces on the field. I think the sector is growing, and we are looking forward to be a part of that.
So what's the 1-year anniversary? What's the milestone that you think you're most proudest of?
Well, I think it's safe to say that we have 99% PMF right now, product market fit. So we're looking forward to grow. And there are a lot of investors looking forward to back us also. So I think that is the most important milestone for us.
Of course, and in just 1 year milestone, can you believe that?
I know.
365 days.
So in terms of number, I think it doesn't say much, but we are working hard towards our unit economics. I think that's what matters in this day and age, right? In this economic situation.
Yeah.
So that's what.
Right. Thank you for being, being a part of that, right? To enhancing our economic issues. What about chicken? How long have you been now?
We've been 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. But we've been cultivating chicken since 7 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Because we were poultry farmers here.
Oh, okay. So that's where it began, the story began. But now, talking about chicken, it had impacted thousands of farmers and acquired more than 150 farm locations with more than 2.6 million chickens population capacity. So we have a lot of chickens. Thank God. All right. It has also been trusted by at least 200 clients of yours, Mas Tebe, including some leading F&B brands, food catering, and also food processors. What are your thoughts of expanding the business abroad now?
Yeah, for now, I think we're looking for growing in Java Island first, in the past 1 year, we're growing 50x, so it's surprisingly for me and team, because, everyone eats chickens, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's our main protein, by the way.
Yeah, so we're looking to expand, not expanding to other island at this time, but we are focused on Central Java, and by end of this year we are looking for expanding to West Java, and we are targeting to hit 6 million chickens monthly production, and we just we're aiming to help more poultry farmers in Central Java, as well as increase the wallet share of each customers that we have.
Right. Are there any challenges in the ground itself, though, now that has been, a couple of years here in the industry itself?
Basically, our fundamentals and main focus are using a financing model, in terms of giving the inputs to farmers and selling their outputs, We are playing financing business, so that's why the challenge that we face is how we make the inclusivity in terms of the financing to the farmers. Because farmers as a borrowers needs to be bankable. So we are doing KYC process, as well as doing credit scoring for every farmers that we have in an ecosystem. So that's the challenge that we face.
Of course, maybe usually they're doing it very conventional way. Now they have to adapt to this new venture itself. Correct. And speaking about that, one of the priorities in G20 presidencies is to drive digital economy. Hence, that's why by optimizing the technology that you've just spoken about. So what's your take on this, Mas Debbie and also Mas Yoga? You're already putting yourself in this and then your capital to the society. And what's your take on this? Mas Yoga first.
Well, I think it's Indonesia is well positioned to be digital economy player, especially in the region. Yeah, I think we're in a lot of ways in the lead. I think digital economy will play a huge role in our future economy because of, as I mentioned before, we have high level of mobile penetration in every area in Indonesia, which is credit to the government, of course, right? So and it is also very important for the government to prioritize on supporting us, so that we can. There are a lot of startups like us, I'm sure. So that's why I think it's very important for the government to support us and then to help us even increase the livelihood of digital economy and the livelihood of rural economy in general.
Well,
yeah. Same like Mrs. Yoga mentioned. We're very happy that our government already focused on digital sector, in terms of the infrastructure or accessibility. So we are looking for another collaboration between government, private sector, as well as to the community, because we can bridge the gap, we can eliminate the gap between the rural sector through the opportunity outside there as well.
Yeah. Well, of course, Kai and myself would like to thank you to Mas Yoga and Mas Debbie. You guys are these young leaders. You're using your knowledge and your capital also to help the local communities also, and especially adapting to this new technology era for the people in the rural areas especially. So not only they only know about, those e-commerce or social media platforms that we use almost every day, but there's also an influential thing that's going to be useful for their daily lives also. So thank you to Samai and Chicken.
Yes.
Congrats
Thank
to
you
you
so
both.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you know what? We're going to take another break, and we will have fun in the special anniversary episode where Chef Arshan to cook a cake. I want to see that, Mama.
Am I going to be the sous baker or the sous chef for this?
Well, you'll just have to wait and see who's going to be the sous baker. We'll stay tuned with us on the C Morning Show. See you today.
Thank you, Mas Yoga. Thank you, Mas Debbie,
Thank
for
you.
coming in.
Tulung Agung is a small city that stores many varieties of culture and culture based on local wisdom. The people of Tulung Agung in general have a culture or tradition that is passed down from generation to generation. One of them is the ancestral heritage of coffee. Coffee is not an original commodity from Tulung Agung Regency, but Tulung Agung typical coffee is part of the heritage in the era of the Dutch colonial.
Longing for a short getaway where you can be away from people but still be productive?
You can! Come down here at Bidadari Island where you can learn a thing or two about the history.
This paradise island is more than just white sands and Tuscan blue waters.
You're not an outdoorsy type? Well, so am I. Don't be dismissive of the idea because
we're gonna get in touch with nature and hopefully have fun while at it. See the beauty only on See Indonesia.
Come see the beauty only on See Indonesia.
Hello and a very good afternoon to all of you. And for the next few hours, we'll bring you the latest from Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and around the world.
With more of a whisper than a resounding clang, Greece has shed another restriction, dating back to its painful financial bailout.
Schools in Damakud in Central Java have become Taito Alba owls conservationists. These barn owls are considered friends with farmers as they can help to prey on rats in rice fields.
Hi, my name is Grace.
Haven't you eaten since morning?
Not yet.
Ada yang harus saya konsumsi nggak ya, Dok? Tarik nafas yang dalam.
Thank you so much for still tuning in right here on the C Morning Show for our second anniversary special. I hope you're having fun as much as we're also having fun with you. And of course, right here at the C Morning Show, it will not be complete with our cooking segment. That's why right here next to me, we already have the, of course, without, you don't need any introduction because everyone knows you already. Chef Arshan, if you know him, you kind of like it is familiar because Chef Arshan was a part of Indonesian cooking chef, right? And season 9, and he was top 3 out of there was 40 contestants, 20 contestants, and then top 3. I love that. Congratulations once again to you. He is well known in the F&B industry right here in Indonesia. But today we're gonna decorate. I mean, it's different because I thought you were gonna make like some cooking and savories and whatnot. But today is cake.
Today is cake.
We're gonna decorate a carrot cake with cream cheese frosting, which is my favorite cake of all time.
Oh, that's great.
All right, so Chef Arshan, what do we have here? Tell us more about it, and you do your thing right now.
All right, so everything's already set up. We're just gonna finish it off right now. So first, we have 3 layers of carrot cake.
Oh, really nice.
So the carrot cake's already baked and then it's already cooked. So this is how I would do it also in my place where this is very easily stored.
Correct.
So you can make a few of this ahead of time and then just get it out, defrost it, and then finish it off when there's an order.
We're also going to have the recipe for the carrot cake, right? If I'm not mistaken. But now we're going to just focus on decorating because I think decorating is one of the hardest parts ever.
Really?
I love to bake, but I don't know how to decorate. So, Chef, I'm going to be your helper today. Once you know how to do.
So I'm just gonna put a little dollop of cream cheese frosting just to stick the cake so it doesn't spin around. And just to make sure we have an even coating of cream cheese frosting, I'm just gonna do a circle around the same size.
So this looks easy for you because you're a professional. If it was me at home. But nothing has to be perfect, right,
Nothing has to be perfect. It's all about flavor, just to put your heart in the food. That's gonna be great.
It's all about love right there.
Yep. All right,
there you go. That's like the first layer.
That's the first layer. And I'm gonna put, this is my homemade like hazelnut caramel.
Right.
I'm just gonna drizzle it just a little bit, just so it's a bit more decadent. I'm just gonna sprinkle it around. Doesn't have to be pretty.
Because this is gonna be the inside anyway,
This is gonna be
right?
the inside anyway.
All right. So you just drizzle
Just a
that.
little bit.
Right.
There you go. Then I'm gonna put the second layer of cake.
Can you imagine? There's 3 layers of carrot cake, guys. I'm in heaven right now. Carrot cake heaven.
And I'm sure they would love to see you pipe the second layer of cake, right?
I thought I was gonna just help you to, eat it.
Okay, so first.
Okay, how's the right way, Chef?
So just to the right hand, applying the pressure to the bag.
Right.
So like I would wrap it like that, and then this is squeezing.
Oh, okay.
The left hand is basically just to guide the.
Okay, I'm scared.
It's okay. This is.
I'm in like the master chef right now, guys. Okay, so I have to do this, right? I did that in my thumb.
Yep.
And then.
On the middle, and then.
Right, and then I just
slowly.
See, that dot is already wrong right there.
Oh, see, great. All right, so like probably just in terms of like the thickness.
Yes.
Because like.
Oh, like the
I think I would like it,
a little bit
but this is a preference thing. If you're maybe on a diet and then you don't want as much cream cheese.
I like cream cheese.
Right. Okay, so I'm just gonna make it just slightly thicker.
Okay, so you want it to have the same even filling as the one that you had. I'm a newbie, guys. Don't judge me, okay?
Oh, but I think she did really great. And now for the third layer.
Okay.
Now you want to make sure it's pretty much centered.
Leveled and centered.
There's still time to move things around. Just make sure they're pretty centered. Okay.
Oh, it's like the rustic cake kind of style.
It's very, very rustic. And right now people don't want to, they like that homey vibe where it's like, this is just like what my mom makes,
right,
you know?
Right. Nothing has to be perfect in this, right? Like once again, you said it's the taste, it's the love, and the passion that you put in.
Yep. So the top, this is not finished. I'm gonna smooth it out a bit with a spatula.
Yes. And how long can you make, or you put in the freezer for cream cheese, or in the fridge? Let's say you want to make it way before you make the cake. How long does it can stay?
I would say if you want to make the cream cheese frosting, 2 to 3 days still should be fine.
Okay, 2 to 3 days.
In the fridge.
All right.
Okay. So just to make sure the sides, I can get a pretty even coating first, I'm just going to apply like just a thin layer.
Oh, I see. So you do need this moving
yes,
table.
the spinning thing.
Yes.
You can actually just do it with a spatula, but then I find
okay.
this to be easier.
All right.
If you have a turntable.
So what Chef is doing right now is actually just still squirting the filling while spinning the table. And I love that it's just not, it's not perfect, but it has something to it. That's that uniqueness.
Yep. Oh, but I'm still gonna use
that spatula, right?
To expose the layer of the cake.
So this is what you're doing right now, trying to do the naked cake style or the rustic style.
Yep. So I'm just gonna shave off each layer very
there you guys can see a little bit there, the cake.
And I like to use this like an acrylic ruler because I feel like it's very straight and very sturdy. It doesn't like bend.
Right. Because sometimes on a spatula, there's that part where it bends, right?
Yeah,
this is just straight.
Like some people like to use the metal spatula, but I feel like it bends.
Correct.
So it's not that accurate. But this acrylic ruler, I love it.
So as you guys can see, some of the parts of the cake is really shown right now.
Yeah. So I feel like, even if it looks like a very...
undone. That's why it's naked cake, right?
Yeah. But that's how it's intended.
Right.
So for the top, I'm just going to smooth it out. Also just a little bit, not too much.
So would you say, especially when you're decorating a cake for the outer layer, it has to be much more gentler or more subtle, would you say?
Definitely you have to be gentle with cake.
Yeah.
Because they're very fragile and soft. So you want to just take your time. Just be patient. Okay.
And then on the top, what are you going to do about this?
So in the top, I'm actually going to do this one, maybe a little bit more advanced.
Okay.
So
I'm taking like 3 steps left, guys. I'm not going to do anything here.
What I want to do is to make a circle while spinning the turntable.
Right? Let's go, Chef. Let's see.
Let's do something like this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that looks easy, but I know it is not.
Yeah, so this one takes a lot of concentration. Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything yet until you're done.
Maybe you want to finish off the...
No, I'm good. I don't want to ruin your thing.
No, but this is just so that the viewers can see. Maybe you can like do it in like the side first, where...
okay, what am I...
So the right hand, very steady, and then while spinning, you can just make circles like that.
All right. No, you make it look easy. But let me try. I don't want to finish your filling. So I'm one here first. So I have to turn the table by myself, right?
Or since if you're just making that much, you don't even have to turn the table. Just turn your hand. Oh, see, that looks great.
I'm scared. Okay, I got it. I'll try. Wow, I'm very ambitious right now, guys. Can you see the competitive in me? All right, here we go.
If you need more filling, we can just refill it. Oh.
Trying my best.
Guys, I think she's done this before.
No.
This looks great.
Well, it's kind of slanted, but trying my best. Oh, wait, hold on.
Wow.
Yay!
Wow,
There's
guys,
a little
that
crooked
actually
right there.
looks really good.
I learned from the best. I learned from you.
Wow.
Yes.
See, so anyone can make this type of decoration. It looks simple, it looks great.
Yes.
And now I'm just gonna finish it off with the carrot crumbs. So when you bake the carrot cake, you get the dome, right? Where you have to like shave it off. And then you just turn it into the crumbs.
Right.
And then just
You don't waste anything, right,
Yeah,
Chef?
we can't waste anything.
You use everything.
So this is just as a decoration, just to fill the top.
I love that. You have all
Nothing
the
goes
carrots
to waste. Yeah, you can still see the chunks of carrot.
Oh my goodness. So this is how you make your carrot cake, right? I mean, if we don't
Super
want to
fast, right?
Yes. And also there's a recipe again. We'd like to remind you so you can do this at home with your loved ones.
And just for some green, I have some thyme. And I think as a flavor, carrot and thyme actually also works as a smell.
Right,
even
really?
though, yeah.
I would never think.
Right?
A cake with a herb.
But I feel like even though it's just for decoration, but if you actually eat it together, it still tastes great. Like you get a bit of herb, just a bit herby.
Because again, carrot cake is very subtle, but the cream cheese filling is it's out there, right?
Yeah.
Bursts into your mouth. Maybe add on to the herbs. It's gonna be something that's very different. Never I taste this with the thyme, right? This is thyme bean. So I'm gonna. And it looks so good as a decoration, also.
And this is for the super extra touch.
Yes.
Which is what I do in my dessert place.
Okay.
Just finish it off with a bit of an A.
I love that. Is that for Arshan, right?
Yes.
Yes,
just,
your name.
Just as a signature.
All right, guys, so we're done with the first cake. Yay! Carrot cake made by Chef Arshan is right there. It's looking very beautiful. But Chef also brought us one more thing, and this one, it has, it is sparked with joy because it has a journey and history on it, and that is the hazelnut tart, right? All right, so you are going to decorate that.
I'm
gonna
gonna
get a little closer to you.
So,
yes.
On top here you have the chocolate ganache.
Okay.
But in the bottom you have the hazelnut caramel.
Okay.
And then almond daqquoise, which is soaked in like a cacao syrup, chocolate syrup. And then now I'm gonna pipe the hazelnut mousse.
Oh, it's all like hazelnut right there. Go ahead. Go ahead, Chef Arshan.
Using like this tip, I'm gonna make like just a very organic swirls.
Definitely not gonna do that. I'm not gonna ruin your tart. This is very beautiful. The iconic hazelnut tart.
There you go.
By the way,
and for the final touch, of course.
You put a stamp on
my
it, Chef.
signature.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Get dusted with edible gold powder.
Nice. So you guys, of course, it feels that you want to taste this. I mean, the recipe for the carrot cake is already given by Chef Arshan, but if you want to taste other cakes by Chef Arshan, where should we go? Because we know that you already have a place.
Yes, you can go to Hazelwood.
Right.
It's in Chipete, and I just opened that around a month ago, and you can go there and taste all the other cakes too.
All right, and next to it is this place too. It's Burger Garage for like the yummiest burger in town. So Burger Garage, Hazelwood by Chef Arshan.
All in one place.
Thank
you get
you
to have a
very
burger, a dessert.
Right there. So we're just gonna enjoy our moment. But before that, let me have a taste because I need to have a taste, Chef. I'm sorry. I can't wait for the break. I need you to cut me a little piece of the cake before we have our little break. Oh my gosh. This would be so good with a tea. Oh. We have the little A stamp on it. Wow, that is a huge piece, by the way. But it's okay. It's okay. You can see the filling right there, the spongy cake. It's, it's very moist, as you can see, so I'm gonna cut it a little bit. My producer's like, wait. I'm like, no. I need to eat it right now. I'm gonna have a bite of this. I need to have more filling, by the way. Thank you. I love the filling so much. Wow. Wait, hold on.
How is it?
The cream cheese was very different. I saw the lemon zest, right?
A little bit.
Oh my goodness.
It's not too heavy.
No, it's not.
Light.
I think it really it's a good balance because sometimes it's very hard, right? Heavy. But this is wow, the freshness out of this. Thank you so much, Chef. Do I have to go on a break? All right, anyways, I've got to do this. All right, guys, we're going to take another short break. When we come back, we're also going to have a special talk show with Overtunes and It Gets Up right here at the C Morning Show as we celebrate our 2nd anniversary. Come and join us. This is mine, though. Oh, my gosh.
This is me crying out loud, whatever. My shoes, guys.
Welcome to Spotlight, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shane Santura, and here in this program, we will give you a segment of sports and handy information for sports you can play when you're young to old. This is Lifetime Sports.
Longing for a short getaway where you can be away from people but still be productive?
You can! Come down here at Bidadari Island where you can learn a thing or two about the history.
This paradise island is more than just white sands and Tuscan blue waters.
You're not an outdoorsy type? Well, so am I. Don't be dismissive of the idea because
we're gonna get in touch with nature and hopefully have fun while at it. Come see the beauty only on See Indonesia.
Come see the beauty only on See Indonesia.
Welcome back to Theory of Everything. We will round up some of the biggest or craziest theories that have been circulating around the web and then stuck on your head, such as fan theories that audiences have about movies, shows, comics, or anything really. When the initial trailer for Doctor Strange 2, it was clear Wanda Maximoff held a prominent role in the film, though whether she'd play friend or foe to Benedict Cumberbatch lead remain in question.
Kulit itu untuk jadi jaket paling butuh 1 ekor atau 2 ekor domba. Ternyata setelah saya terjun di industri ini, saya baru tahu bahwa untuk membuat sebuah jaket kulit saja itu setidaknya membutuhkan sampai 4 ekor domba.
Lakukan aja yang bisa kita lakukan, hal sekecil apapun gitu yang bisa kita lakukan ya lakukan saja gitu. Jangan sampai harus nunggu dulu, tapi lakukan aja hal sekecil apapun gitu.
Very good afternoon to all of you, and for the next few hours we'll bring you the latest from Indonesia, Southeast Asia and around the world.
With more of a whisper than a resounding clang, Greece has shed another restriction dating back to its painful financial bailout.
Schools in Demak province in Central Java have become Taito Alba owls conservationists. These barn owls are considered friends with farmers as they can help to prey on rats in rice fields.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Still with us here on the C Morning Show, celebrating our 2nd anniversary. Inspirational Young Indonesians is our theme for today, and I do have several of them with me right now to have a little discussion. We're still with Ruben, Mada, and Mika, as well as Sid Gitaf, the Overtunes. Guys, thanks again for being here with us and celebrating with us. Really great to have you here. So, as you know, October the 28th, special day for youth, especially Indonesians. We commemorate the Youth Pledge as the idea of independence and becoming the dream, or realizing the dream of independence for all Indonesian youths. As young musicians and artists, what's your take on October the 28th and its importance for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's a date where we remember to be united with each other, not necessarily only as youth, but as a nation, to remember the spirit that brought us here and what can bring us to a better future together.
True.
So I think, yeah, it's a good...
From your perspective then, how do you commemorate and continue to strive for a better future for you guys through your music? What is it that you guys try to do? Do you try to send a message through your music? Do you try to reach a wider platform of audience?
Yeah, of course, for us as musicians, I think the best thing that we can do as youths is to make the best music that we can. Also to be able to inspire other people that is maybe working on another medium of work or maybe doing other stuff than music. It's good to be able to inspire them through our songs. And maybe that is the best thing that we can do, you know, to be able to do our best and inspire others. So that is what we are aiming towards and what we're hoping to be able to do through our music.
But also, we don't want to be all too serious in our discussion because we are celebrating a 2nd anniversary. So we're going to invite you guys to play some games with us. As you can see, we have our game show set up here. So I'm going to explain the rules. As you can see beside me, there's a wheel. each one of you will have a turn to spin the wheel. And if you have a look at the wheel here, it says question or challenge. So you'll get one of those two choices. If it's a question, you'll be asked a question and you'll have to give an answer. I'll give you guys the multiple choice. If you get the answer wrong, then you're going to have to go in that fishbowl at the end. You're going to fish out one of the choices in there. Now, in there is, I believe it's song titles. And you will have to, you guys play charades?
Yeah.
Without speaking, you're going to have to let the rest of us guess
that's
what it is your choice is, okay? So you have to act it out without saying the words. Now, if you get challenged, though, instead of a question, you'll be going to one of these boxes, whichever one hasn't been opened yet, and then we're going to flip open the front so the rest of us can see it, but you'll have to guess what's inside, just by feeling. I promise there's nothing alive. I think there's nothing alive in any box. Well, lucky you, Gita, because you're first. Ladies first. Let's go. All right.
Good luck, Gita.
Good luck. So you can spin the wheel, and then we'll have a look at what you come up with. Let's have a look.
I'll start.
Here we go.
1, 2.
All right. It is a challenge. Yes, it's a challenge. So you can choose one of these three boxes. Just take your position behind it. Which one do you want?
I think I choose the middle one.
Lucky middle one. Okay, so the rest of us can have a look at it. All right. Here we go, guys. You want to have a look? You can have a look. Ooh. It is? Okay, go ahead. All right. Go ahead, you can stick your hand in there and then you can try to guess what it is.
Okay.
Stop, man. Just make sure you feel around. Oh, gotta go a little farther.
Not live, right?
No, it's not anymore.
Does it smell?
Don't be scared. I'm not sure. It could, but I don't think so. I don't think so.
Wow. Oh, I know what it is.
Do you? Okay, go ahead. You ready to guess?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's tofu, right?
Tofu, it is tofu, yeah! Ah, good guess. I'm guessing that you like tofu because otherwise you wouldn't be able to know. So we're going to get a tissue for you to wipe that off. All right, good job. Have a seat. You got it right.
It's a hard one.
All right, so that one's already been opened, so we'll leave that one. Okay, next up, who's next? Is it Mika? Mika, you're next.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
I thought it was the durian. No?
Ruben saw the tofu and he still doesn't know what it is.
You were the one that reacted too. You were like, ooh.
That's a good reaction, though.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Trying to flow, Gita.
Number 2 is that challenge again. Okay, so you get to choose between
No,
this
it's
one.
question.
Is it a question?
It's right in the middle.
Ooh.
Question.
That's. All right. Sure, I'll take a question. So you can just stand right here. I'll just ask you the question. So, the question is, are you good in geography?
Not really.
How well do you know Southeast Asia?
Oh my
Southeast
God.
Asia?
Oh my God.
I think I know much about Southeast Asia.
Okay, good. We are a show about Southeast Asia, so here we go.
Oh no.
Located just off the coast of Sihanoukville, Koh Rong is known for its serene beauty. Often described as an island paradise by visiting tourists, this island boasts pristine white sandy beaches, warm crystal clear ocean waters, and a hot tropical climate. Which country does Koh Rong belong to? Is it A?
Koh Rong?
Koh Rong. There's a picture of it there if you want to look at it. Is it A, the Philippines, B, Myanmar, C, Cambodia, or D, Malaysia?
Definitely not Malaysia.
Definitely not Malaysia. You can kind of tell by the name, Koh Rong.
Yeah.
Right?
This is how you know I'm not good at geography. I'll just guess Cambodia.
Cambodia is right. You're correct. Hey, good job.
Really?
All right, yes, it's right. Okay, there you go. So you don't have to do this.
Can't be Malaysia.
Yes, you can have a seat. Good job, Mika.
Look at that, man.
Oh my God.
Lucky.
Good guess.
Look at that, man.
2 for 2, guys. No pressure.
No pressure.
Ruben, I guess you're next.
Cambodia.
Okay. I'll go next.
Do you prefer a question or do you prefer a challenge?
Not so sure, but
Okay, let's have a look. Let's
spin
have a
it.
look where that's. It is clearly a challenge. All right, let's have a look. You can choose between this one and this one. What's it gonna be?
I'll go with this one.
Ooh, I like this one. Okay, we're gonna open it up. You guys can have a look at it if you want. Okay. All right, ready? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh, slimy.
Yeah, this one's gonna be a hard one.
I think this is all right. Is it a...
There's another object in there. It's not the only one.
Ooh.
Oh, guess what it is?
Ooh. Oh.
Can you guess what?
Makeup brush and...
Oh, you know your makeup stuff. Okay.
What is this thing? Play-Doh?
Close.
I don't think that's...
You're liking it a bit too much.
Yeah, you seem to be enjoying it quite well.
What is this? Bakpao.
Not quite. You can't eat it.
Let's guess.
It belongs in the same bag, I think, as the brush.
Yeah.
A makeup...
Yes, it is. You're right. This is a makeup brush and...
Makeup... What is it called then?
Sponge.
It's a sponge.
Oh, it's
Yes,
oh,
it's a sponge.
see,
And I thought you were going to guess because I thought you were an animal lover too. It's a
I think
sponge.
makeup lover.
All right, good job.
The other one is...
All right. Yeah, see, you're right. Because you got the makeup brush on point, I'm going to give that one to you.
Yeah.
Good job. All right. Good job, guys. Big round of applause. So, absolutely no pressure on Mada since everyone got theirs right. Go ahead, please.
Let's hope it's a question.
Question, please.
I need
Geography,
somebody to get one wrong so I can do this this challenge. All right, here we go. And you have landed on a question. Sorry, guys. It's not fixed or anything. Okay, here we go. This one's got to do with music, so don't worry.
Okay.
You might be able to get this one. So, are we gonna? Do we have it? Do we have a clip? No, we're not gonna play it. Okay, we're gonna just ask the question. So this. It's a song from talented singer from Malaysia. Her name is Yuna.
Okay.
Right? That's her. There you go. Okay. The song was officially released in July of this year, and the video clip was directed by Adam Sinclair, who is actually her husband.
Okay.
What is the song title? I will give you the options.
Oh.
Is it A, Fool for You?
That's the clue.
Is it B, Risk It All? Is it C, Cigarette? Or is it D, Make a Move?
Pretty sure it's not cigarette.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. We're gonna play it. Here we go.
Sorry, what's the options?
The options: Fool for You,
Fool for You,
Risk It All,
Risk It All,
Cigarette, or Make a Move. You're right. I don't think it's Cigarette, but you still leaves you three choices there.
Oh my God.
This one's tough.
I'm torn between between A and D.
A and D. Okay. It's either that means you're either going with Fool for You or Make a Move. What do you think?
I think it's A.
A?
A.
Well, I'd like to tell you that unfortunately it's neither A or D.
Oh.
It's actually B, Risk It All. Yay, all right. So that brings us to our fishbowl challenge. I've wanted to do this the entire time. Okay, so you get to choose one, and then without speaking, you're going to have to do charades. Here we go. This is it. Okay? You guys got it? All right. This one's going to be tough. Here we go. It is a song, and you're going to have to guess through Mada's action. Go ahead.
You cannot say anything.
You cannot say anything.
Yeah.
Stir.
No.
One turn. One
aquarium.
One in, one in.
Okay, you got it? Okay.
One in.
One in.
One in.
One in a million.
One in a million! There you go! Good job!
Who sang that?
It's the song by Neo, One in a Million. For that one. Aaliyah also had a song, I believe it was One in a Million. There we go. So great job, you guys. That was amazing. Give yourselves a round of applause. We'll have prizes, by the way. I totally forgot. Yeah. I'm the worst game show host ever. But we have prizes. Thank you so much for taking part. Not just in our game show. You may show us. We'd like you to show it off. What do we have? What did we give you guys?
It's a t-shirt.
It's a nice special
There you go.
t-shirt.
So
T-shirt.
correct. There you go. So you guys can open up the shirt if you want.
Okay.
Show us what it is, because I want to see what it looks like. There we go. Hope it fits. It looks a little big, but what's on the back? Is there something on the back? Yay! Team Morning Show, second anniversary. All right, guys, we'll be right back with more. You guys don't go anywhere. We've got more for you guys. When we return, we've got our entertainment just for you. Stay with us. That's coming up next.
Longing for a short getaway where you can be away from people but still be productive?
You can! Come down here at Bidadari Island where you can learn a thing or two about the history.
This paradise island is more than just white sands and Tuscan blue waters.
You're not an outdoorsy type? Well, so am I. Don't be dismissive of the idea because
we're gonna get in touch with nature and hopefully have fun while at it. Come see the beauty only on See Indonesia.
Come see the beauty only on See Indonesia.
Tulung Agung is a small city that stores many varieties of culture and culture based on local wisdom. The people of Tulung Agung in general have a culture or tradition that is passed down from generation to generation. One of them is the ancestral heritage of coffee. Coffee is not an original commodity from Tulung Agung Regency, but Tulung Agung typical coffee is part of the heritage in the era of the Dutch colonial.
Hi, my name's Mustafa Ahmad. I come from Australia. Welcome to my home.
I like the Indonesian people, cultural differences.
We're married from the different culture that you have to learn from each other, and what is good that we have to keep it and what's not good that we have to put away.
Marriage is an adventure. Whatever the nationality, just go for it. Get mixed.
Hi, my name is Grace.
Haven't you eaten since morning?
Not yet.
Ada yang harus saya konsumsi nggak ya dok? Tarik nafas yang dalam.
To all of you, and for the next few hours we'll bring you the latest from Indonesia, Southeast Asia and around the world.
With more of a whisper than a resounding clang, Greece has shed another restriction dating back to its painful financial bailout.
Schools in Demak province in Central Java have become Taito Alba owls conservationists. These barn owls are considered friends with farmers as they can help to prey on rats in rice fields.
Hi, my name is Grace.
Haven't you eaten since morning?
Not yet.
Ada yang harus saya konsumsi nggak ya dok? Tarik nafas yang dalam.
Welcome back to the C Morning Show. I am with Gita, here to take over the last segment from Paul, Carol, and Kai. And I'm not alone because the Overtones are here with me.
That is right. We'll be having so much fun in delivering your daily dose of entertainment updates. All right, let's start with the first one. American punk rock band NoFX will disband next year after a 40-year amazing run.
The quartet is, however, set to release a new album this year.
The video shared by NoFX frontman Fat Mike might look usual. But if we delve deeper into the comment section, we could find Mike announcing the disbandment of the punk rock band. He stated that NoFX will call it quits in 2023 after 40 years. Mike further said that Los Angeles will host their last stage. The band has just released a single entitled Darby Crashing Your Party on September the 27th and set to drop a new album on December the 2nd. NoFX is an American punk rock band formed in Los Angeles, California in 1983. Founded by vocalist and bassist Fat Mike, guitarist Eric Melvin, and drummer Eric Sandin.
According to a recent theater listing, Black Panther Wakanda Forever clocks in at 2 hours and 41 minutes.
That makes it the longest Phase 4 movie as well as the longest non-Avengers film in the entire MCU.
Black Panther Wakanda Forever will be released in theaters on November 11.
The next installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, is set to arrive in cinemas on November the 11th, 2022.
Only the most broken.
In the film, the Kingdom of Wakanda fight to protect their nation from intervening world powers in the wake of King T'Challa's death.
Can be great leaders.
Felt is the lack of having him there every single day. He was a very powerful, gentle leader that didn't need to say much for you to know that he was the lead of the movie.
On September 30, several new photos had been released by Winston Duke as he plays the role of M'Baku.
The feather serpent court.
Lupita Nyong'o as Nakia, also seen dressed in all white.
Will risk eternal.
While the spotlight is also directed at new character Aneka, who is played by Michaela Cole. The sequel's actors clearly had not forgotten the original leading man, not on this night and not while shooting the new film.
What you whisper,
According to a recent theater listing, Black Panther Wakanda Forever clocks in at 2 hours and 41 minutes.
Show them who we are.
That makes it the longest Phase 4 movie, as well as the longest non-Avengers film in the entire MCU.
Wow. Hi, Mick, you watch a lot of Marvel movies, right?
Yeah, I do, yes.
And Black Panther is one of your favorite?
Black Panther has always been one of the most interesting ones, you know? And the next one will be more interesting because I think nobody in the fan base knows where exactly the story will go.
Okay, yeah, I think
of course,
nobody knows. Yeah, nobody quite knows yet. But exploring Marvel Cinematic Universe in one of the leading streaming platform, Disney Plus, has been one of the favorite activities during the day off. And fans are now anticipating the release of Black Panther sequel.
Well, hang on everyone, because there have been no release date announcement made. But let's have a look at the number of Marvel movies that has been released on the platform. First, we have Thor: Love and Thunder, which took 64 days from its theatrical release to arrive on Disney Plus.
Now they're but humble tools for peace.
And next, we have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It took 47 days to be available on the streaming service.
Just one.
Moving on to Eternals now. The movie took 68 days from its theatrical screening to be finally released on Disney.
When you said
And last but not least, we have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which took 70 days to be released on Disney Plus.
If you want them to be yours one day, you have to show me you are strong enough to carry them.
You are a product of all who came before you. The legacy of your family. You are your mother. And whether you like it or not, you are also your father.
Here, right?
Yeah. Inspirational young Indonesian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did that feel? You guys out of your comfort zone a little bit there?
Quite nerve-wracking. We need more guidance from you, I think. A couple more guidance.
It's easy. It's really easy to do what we do, apparently.
It really
But thank you guys so much for filling in, giving us a bit of a break, obviously. And,
know.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's good because we're watching you guys and you're kind of giving a lot of great remarks. And me and Pauline with Kai were like, okay, they're younger, they're more beautiful than us. We're losing our jobs.
I was like, is our job really that easy? Apparently so.
We got the easier news. We got the easier news.
Did the best of all four.
See, she asked me which one of us did the best.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to say.
Be honest.
It's gonna be a tough call. I'm gonna have to say Mika did.
Mika's an
Yeah,
astronaut.
because I'll tell you why. Because like Carol said, he started kind of peppering in his own comments.
yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Comments are key.
Yeah, comments are very key. Anyway, so it's been great to celebrate our anniversary with you guys. Thank you guys so much for being a part. As Kai mentioned, inspirational young Indonesians, you all represent that very well, and hope that you can continue to do so in the future as well.
Yes, indeed. And we'll also like to celebrate this moment with our ONC Morning Show team.
Where are they? Come on in, guys. Once a year, we allow them to be in front of the camera. Come on in, guys.
Yeah.
These are just some of the many people hard at work behind the scenes every single morning before the sun even comes up and before we even arrive. So very fitting that you guys get to celebrate.
So our birthday to you guys too.
Yes.
You guys
And let us share with our birthday cake. So we're going to hold birthday cakes? How many birthday
Well, I only count 7, so somebody's going hungry.
You just had birthday cake recently?
That's right, yes, I did. I should take a break from that.
Well, our guests should have some.
Yes.
Yeah, hold this.
I need 2 hands.
I'll hold this.
I'll need 2 hands.
There you go.
Okay,
They look so cute.
Once again, guys, cheers to See Morning Show. 2 years going strong and to many, many more.
Happy second anniversary.
Happy second anniversary.
All right, happy anniversary indeed, and it's been a great morning. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this very special episode for the past 3 hours. Time flies by when we're having fun, and 2 years have flown by just like that. We hope to continue to bring you many more news, updates on all sorts of fun stuff for the following years to come. And make sure you're always connected with us on our social media platforms for all the latest updates. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at See Today News.
That's right, P. And you guys remember, the last 2 years, we're on the bridge of the pandemic. We're in the middle of the pandemic. We're still amidst the pandemic right now, hopefully going to the endemic. With that said, please do continue observing health protocols like washing your hands, wear your mask properly, and watch your distance with others. Well, not for today because we're celebrating our second anniversary. It's okay for us, all right? Visit your closest healthcare facilities and to be vaccinated if you haven't done so.
Yes, and in case you missed it, the difference is now 2 years later, where you're now able to tune in as well from a few countries around the world. Fox's Flash Australia, Macau Cable TV, Channel 84, Vision Philippines, Channel 58, and in Singapore at Singtel Channel 15 and StarHub Channel 720. All right, let's do this all together. I know you guys really wanted to do that, right?
Let's do it.
See Indonesia, see the world, see today. Happy anniversary. Third time the charm.
Hai, apa kabar kau di sana? Sudah bertahun tak bertemu. Ku tak perlu bicara, hanya ingin dengar suaramu. Aku baik saja, lama tak ku dengar darimu. Aku lelah menunggu, hanya ingin melihat wajahmu. Aku rindu. Mungkin dunia mencoba pisahkan kita, tapi ada cara agar kita bersama. Tapi ku perlu tahu, apakah benar-benar cinta padaku? Kan ku beri seluruh nafasku. Apakah benar-benar mengerti
I'm Brett McGregor, and since I won New Zealand's MasterChef, I've been doing a lot of travelling. Travel broadens the mind and the palate. I want to taste intense flavours, share inspiring recipes, and make new friends around the world. What I really love about Singapore is the interesting mix of different cultures all jammed together in one small space. This place is a real melting pot, with the English, Malay, Peranakan, Indian and Chinese all having an impact on creating a vibrant mix of culture and flavour. Whenever I come to Singapore, I find myself wandering back to my favourite streets, Chinatown, Little India. But there's another culture that intrigues me, the Peranakans. Peranakan culture is pretty new. It's come about by migrant communities mixing with the local Malays over the past 200 years or so. By far the largest group of Peranakans in Singapore are the Chinese Peranakan. The Peranakan Chinese have their own unique traditions in food. Whenever I've had a Peranakan dish, I'm taken by its complexity and elusive mix of flavours. So I really want to learn a couple of Peranakan dishes I can add to my repertoire. But I've been warned. It's not going to be easy. It's said that a Peranakan will never invite a stranger into their kitchen while they're cooking. Peranakan recipes are difficult to come by and are surrounded in secrecy. I'm meeting up with Alvin Tan. Alvin is Peranakan Chinese. He's also a collector and historian of all things Peranakan. So I'm hoping he can provide me with some tips to help crack the Peranakan code.
In Peranakan culture, food is fiercely defended by the family and especially the lady of the house. Because in the olden days, it was all about arranged marriage, right? And so what happens is that the in-laws or the groom's parents would visit the home of the bride. And it was an opportunity for the young lady of the house to then showcase her culinary skills.
Alvin showed me a number of little morsels that a lass would typically dish up to impress the would-be in-laws. But there's one he calls the deal clincher. Onde onde.
When you pop it in your mouth, the palm sugar needs to squirt out in a very glutinous way almost. Shall we try onde onde?
I think so.
It has to be one mouthful. Absolutely.
I don't want to burst that sugar in the... Oh, it is soft. Okay. Oh my gosh.
The burst of flavors that you experienced.
That is delicious. That is absolutely superb. I can't actually believe that is as tasty as it is. The palm sugar is almost a little bit like honey, being so sweet. It's not like eating a clump of sugar, so there's a caramel taste there. But the texture of the dough on the outside, really soft and delicious in the mouth. But then that coconut just gives it a real lift. That's a very special dish.
Let me give you a little tip, a little secret. When you prepare the shredded coconut, add a pinch of salt. That's what my grandmother would tell me.
I think that's key, so thanks for that tip. Can I eat another one of those? It's not just what you know, it's who you know in Singapore. Alvin has given me an intro to a Peranakan Chinese legend. The House of Peranakan Cuisine is owned by Bob Sear. Bob has been entertaining his customers for over 40 years, preparing authentic Peranakan dishes just the way his mother taught him. Over the years, Bob has closely guarded his mother's recipes, but now he's well into his 70s and he wants to keep his recipes alive. So he's agreed to take me through one of his mother's signature dishes, babi asam. So Bob and I are just going to make the spice paste for babi asam. So just a few chilies. These aren't spicy, by the way. Good colour, good flavour.
Precisely. You can also pluck it.
Ah, okay.
Pluck it a bit smaller.
Make it a little bit smaller?
Yes.
And we've left the seeds in?
Leave it there, doesn't matter. Let's give it a flavour.
Okay. And the shallots.
Yes.
We're using a red onion here. You can use a shallot at home, but don't go for the brown onion. This is a little sweeter, but the shallots are a little bit more pungent, so that's why we're going with the red onion.
Right.
Now, cloves of garlic.
Yeah.
You can put as many of these in as you like, I've heard.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Okay, just on it.
And then on?
Yeah.
You know, I like the way you were looking in there because you know exactly what you're looking for. Eh? The thing I notice already...
We need to grind one more round to make it a bit more finer.
And the shallots have so much juice that you don't need to add in any liquid, no oil.
Not necessary. Not.
You know, I can see the colour is beautiful.
Right.
But it's also, like you said, that little bit of texture. So it gives the gravy a little bit of structure.
You're right.
But the smell... really fresh, vibrant.
Right.
So the freshest ingredients are always the best.
Right.
Okay, let's go cook.
Okay, thank you.
You know, that has got to be one of the most beautiful woks I've seen. So seasoned.
Really?
So good.
Oh, that's great.
It's like a super non-stick wok without a non-stick coating. A couple of tablespoons of veggie oil.
Yes, that's right, yes.
I'm going to call those a couple of jammy Oliver tablespoons.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so the whole paste has gone on there, a medium heat, and all we're doing here is cooking them through to get the raw taste out.
Yeah, you need to fry.
It smells beautiful already. Okay, so we've got some sour tamarind here, and like you always do, add a little bit of water, and what that'll do is just let that tamarind soak for a bit, and we're going to squeeze it through. We're going to squeeze this through so that we can get rid of those seeds. This adds a little bit of sourness.
Yes, yes. It's very sour actually.
Okay, so this is a brown bean paste. About a tablespoon.
Yeah. It's all right. You can put all the matter.
Okay, so that's a good couple of tablespoons of sambal or chili paste.
Yeah. See now the color looks better now, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Now I'm going to put the...
Aha, so now the pork belly.
The pork belly. Yes, right here. All right.
Some beautiful thin slices of pork belly so that it doesn't take too long to cook.